with us in just a minute. Happy Sunday, September 11th. Mic check. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Put this on mute. All right, that's good. He's still working out his studio issues, but I think he got it straight. Just combing his hair and making sure he looks pretty for you guys. Robert, good evening. Proud Ma, Tahoe, U.S. Kyle, good evening. Captain Billy. Who else? Doc Zeno in the house. Maggie, good evening. Roseanne, Mikey. Dartech 14, hopefully I answered your question in the chat there about the cost to borrow. The cost basis of your APE. Remember that pre-APE and after APE was distributed, your cost basis between AMC and APE should be exactly the same. How your broker chose to distribute it only really matters when you go to file your taxes. So if it makes you feel upset how they currently have it divided, call them up and talk to them about it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Someone's asking about IPOs for next week. LICN, Lycan, is supposed to be on the 12th, Monday, as far as I know. I am not in that one. That was my own fault because I missed getting the pre-IPO. All right, while we're waiting on Massalorian, just to recap, Tony Denaro channel here. Happy Sunday. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to have some fun. We're going to answer some questions, maybe talk about a few stocks. This is your home for unbiased economic and finance news. No clickbait. We resist the urge to tap into all of these conspiracy theories. We provide you guys real due diligence. AKA the FUD Buster. Welcome. Happy Sunday evening to you. I did not go live last night because I was watching the UFC fight. Thank you for Super Steven for hosting that. That was a blast. Right after coming back from the UT Longhorn Alabama game where we got robbed of a victory there at the very end. I know nobody thought we had a chance, but we put up a good fight. Zero hopium, right, Roger? I like to use the phrase, know what you hold. And I know it makes some people mad when I say, if you're not happy with the stock, sell it. I'm serious. I don't want anyone to sell, but I'm not going to sit here and hold your hand while you cry up all in your emotions for the next 12 months, waiting for the fundamentals to improve on this stock. And so you can either go to the hopium channels and talk to them and get your hopes dashed day after day, or you can come here and get some real facts, real due diligence, or you can sell. But I'm not going to be a hand holder for people, looking for their confirmation bias to be confirmed on a day-to-day basis. And that makes the hopium people really upset on Twitter and Reddit and YouTube, and I don't really give a shit, to be honest. Maggie, am I still in Yosh? I am not. Sold on Friday. Thoughts on the Cowboys-Bucks game? Is that the one that's coming up? No, it's the Bengals that's coming up. Yeah, I did not watch looks like we got beat by the Buccaneers 12-3. I did not watch it, unfortunately. MC Prosperity says, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Who was that? Not Kenny G, Kenny Loggins, Ken Griffin. One of those Kennys. Barry says, you say that AMC and APE will even out. Which one is going to move? That is still my leading theory for the arbitration between AMC and APE, that eventually they're going to even out. Although, there's no guarantee that they're going to come in at 50-50. Might be 60-40. Which one is going to come down? Which one's going to come up? Well, you're just going to have to wait with me for a few more weeks and see. I still think that there's been some extra selling pressure on ape for reasons that you know why, because people are telling you to sell ape, and not here. That's as far as shares go since the 22nd. The only thing that I have bought is ape. But that's because I think that it's still at a discount and that it will go up and the AMC will come down. There's no guarantee that I'm going to be right. Arbitrage. Sorry, I said arbitration. You know what I meant. Grandpa Barney, good evening. Yuka Frita, what's going on? Kenny Rogers, yes. One of those Kennys, gray-haired devil. How was Texas robbed? Oh, I don't know. I mean, we had a couple bad plays, right, including that missed tackle at the end of the game. We also had some bad calls from the ref, and our quarterback got taken out. Considering all of that, I can't deny we had a couple of bad plays at key moments, including that missed tackle at the end. But you got to admit that was a hell of a fight against Alabama. Gia says, if AMC squeezes, does ape squeeze too? I think it's going to be like a rising tide. I hate to use that word tide after Saturday. But yes, if one goes up, I think that both will go up. Same company, same financials. Hanging Moss says, Weeble showing the 16th for LICN right now. Okay, thank you for the update. Massalorian should be here in just a minute. I don't know. Are any of y'all watching from his channel? I guess I should look at the Restream chat instead of my YouTube chat. Then, okay. Yeah, I see. Dr. McLevin, good evening. James Flowers, Rands, be good. Dr. McLevin says, what do you think about savings account that earn interest or CDs? I mean, at a bank, I don't really keep that much money in a savings account. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but they don't pay a whole lot. It's good to have money somewhere for emergency expenses. You got to have it liquid somewhere. And maybe a crypto account is not the safest place. So you should have some money, either cash or savings, that you can get your hands on in case shit hits the fan. Steven Siebert, good evening. Steve Perry, ZZs. Billy, good evening. Trying to catch everybody from MC. What's going on, buddy? Planet V, Rico calling out all-time high for next few weeks. Let's hope he's right. Planet V. Oh man, I try and tell these kids, resist the urge to call out dates. Not one really has been right yet, but they can't help themselves. Jennifer saying, thank you for doing the DD on the Europe Citadel thing. I do have those tabs open up if you guys want to talk about that. If you're wondering what are they talking about, there was a big hullabaloo going around this weekend about Citadel Europe going bankrupt. It took me about 5 minutes of digging on filings to see that had been planned since January. It was not any. Well, I should choose my words wisely. It was not something that just came up out of nowhere due to ISDA Phase 6. Was it related because they knew Phase 6 was coming? Maybe. But this all had been put in motion since January. And there is another, probably several, but another Citadel that I found, Citadel HF Management Europe. all the members were moved out of the one that people said was going bankrupt, being liquidated. All the members were moved out of one and on the same day moved to another one at the same address, if I'm not mistaken. We could go look at that. But yeah, Citadel's not going anywhere. They're doing just fine. As much as I wish the opposite was true. Barry says, what catalysts are we going to have this week? The main thing that I'm focusing on, I mean, just is market economics between now and the 20th and 21st. And that is the Fed coming up. This is what's going to be driving the market. Now, clearly Friday for the market and for AMC, GameStop, Ape, all of them was good on Friday. Let's hope that continues for a few days next week, because I do have some calls in play that I'd like to sell at a little bit of a profit. But expect a little bit of uncertainty as we get closer to the middle of next week. Andrew asking, any thoughts on why Ape was removed from the threshold list? Yeah, I mean, I tried to be the voice of reason. I'm often referred to as the most hated man on Twitter. I tried to calm people's tits down. Sorry, ladies. Tried to calm people down and say, don't get all, act like you've been here before. Act like you've seen a threshold list before. Being on the threshold list is an interesting indicator, but it's not a guarantee of MOAS in 13 days. That's all I wanted people to know. And that it was quite likely that after 5 days, we would come off. Once you're on it, you're going to be on it for 5 days. And all they got to do is borrow some shares, or they got a dozen different ways to get off that damn list. It's enough for me to know that the FTDs are high. I really don't care about the threshold list. I get it. A lot of influencers and tweeters that love to have the conspiracy theory of the day, the ladies, as I call them, they wanted something to talk about, but I'm always going to be the voice of reason for you guys and just keep you unemotional in this play, because while they get emotional and upset and pulling their hair out, probably crying into their pillow, we're sleeping well at night, knowing why we hold, knowing we don't need to come up with a new theory every day to understand why we bought something and why we hold it. And at the other side of that coin is, I want to reiterate the importance of not overcommitting to one play, not overcommitting money that you can't afford to lose to one play. Have a balanced portfolio, balanced in terms of risk and balanced in terms of the sectors that you're investing in, so that you don't get emotional in your investments and you're not grasping like someone who's about to fall off a cliff, rock climbing, at every new conspiracy that comes along. Like, yes, I have a lot of money invested in this play, but I don't need to tune into all these conspiracies every day, because I understand that the best way to get shorts out of a play is to improve the fundamentals of a company. Now, a year ago, the fundamentals were shit, and I got into it much like you guys did, hoping for a short squeeze. And there was a squeeze to 72, but not everybody got out. So now you're in a play where unless another catalyst comes along, you're along for the ride to the next best way to get shorts out of the play, which is for the fundamentals to improve. And they are. You see that box office revenues are going up. The revenues of the company are going up. They're on the path to getting a profitable quarter, some quarter here in the next 2 or 3 quarters, I think. Not this Q3. That will not be a profitable quarter. But the fundamentals are improving. And now with Ape, Adam Aaron has the ability to pay off the debt, which is another way to improve the fundamentals of the company. So it is what it is. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. There are other channels. And although I'd hate to see you sell, and I certainly am not telling anyone to sell, That is an option if you really can't stand that. As for me, I'm going to continue to accumulate on dips when I choose to. And I think that there is some good potential for this play. And I don't think that the shorts will be right, but it is going to take longer than you thought if you held past June of last year. Fear of God 777, what's going on? Brett, do I trade crypto? Yes. I haven't been doing a lot of swing trading lately on crypto. I just have my crypto parked waiting for the next run up. But we're going to start doing a weekly video on crypto swing trading. So something to look forward to. Tindy time, what's going on? There, Massalorian, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. All right, here he comes. Mic check. Can't hear you. Nope.
Check 1 2.
All right.
Check 1 2. You got me?
Yep.
Okay. Beautiful. How's everybody doing? Besides me being late?
Yeah, we're just going through all the latest conspiracy theories. There certainly were a bunch of them this weekend.
Yes, there were. First of all, let me apologize for being late. We had a no call, no show on our electrician, and we've been trying to change out the ceiling fans, and we had to leave the breakers off, so I couldn't plug the studio in time without capping everything and making sure we don't get to burn the house down tonight. So I'm not a licensed electrician.
What are you having an electrician over for?
So the ceiling fans all are being replaced, and they're all on remotes because of the way this place is wired. What they did is all of the switches, when you walk into the rooms, control either one or two of the outlets in the room. So you'd have to have either a single circuit running to a box for a new light, or you have to use a floor lamp, basically, if you want to have a switch for the room. And since this was set up as a living room, not technically a studio, we're trying to rearrange it so that it's set up more normal. Everything's on toggle switches and not, floor lamps and remote controls. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
What do you think about the hat? I needed to give the haters something to tweet about tonight.
I love it. You know my thoughts on it. I think it's beautiful. I love it.
I can't wait to see what they come up with.
I know, I'm sure.
They don't know that I'm baiting them, but this is what we're doing, guys.
I was gonna say
they're running to Twitter. Look at the costumes he's wearing. Oh my God, Tony Denaro's losing it.
You're taking this guy's advice? I know. Hey. Oh, Tony, in the chat they're saying for once I'm not lagging, but you are a little bit when I came on. I wonder why.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they said that I was seeing that they were saying my audio and video weren't synchronized, but I don't have any ability to change the microseconds, whatever that freaking audio delay is called. I can't do it on Restream, so
I can see it. It's real slight, but it is there. It's real slight though. Yeah, the refresh rate. Well, what I know what it is that you're talking about. Are you in OBS Studio right now?
It could just be, that I'm practicing my ventriloquism for the dummies, trying to learn to throw my voice, delay it a little bit.
There's no dummies on this live stream. We're not fooling anybody on this live stream, but if we get some new people in.
That was an inside joke, and only some of y'all got it.
Oh boy. By the way, did you talk about
how was your weekend?
It was good. It was good. I mean, basically it was all work, no play. And just getting ready to go full steam ahead tomorrow. So probably going to be working through the night to get it finished just because this guy didn't show up today. So I mean, what should have taken an hour and a half, 2 hours max is now getting into the 10th hour. So, if it's not one thing, it's another. You would think that electrician would be on, the type of work that, and the prices we're getting quoted would be knocking down the door to come over here, and we can't find anyone. It's nuts. It's crazy. Crazy. I know you had a fun weekend.
Oh
Did you talk about it?
Yeah, football game. Well, Friday night was batting down a bunch of AMC FUD, Citadel Europe, etc. Then we rolled right into football game, the UFC fight. Today was doing a bunch of due diligence catch up, visiting with Scarlett for a little bit. She's back at work tonight, and then she's off for the next couple days. So busy weekend, but fun.
Yeah, good. I said, like, we seriously, very soon, all of us need a vacation. I mean, all of us, like everyone right now in this chat, me, you, our significant others, everyone needs a vacation for the stuff that we've gone through, the mental anguish.
Speaking of which, I will be on vacation next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Scarlett's birthday.
See, yes, I remember that.
So if there's a catalyst, that's probably going to be
we know why
that I'm not available on Friday.
We know why. Did you get into any of the conspiracy theories yet? Have we had anyone asking about them, or
I mean, I briefly touched on. Let's see. I briefly touched on Citadel Europe moving all their people back in January to Citadel HF Europe. Citadel HF Management. I know I made the mistake of checking my other friend from Boston, the esteemed monument
lover of monuments.
Yes, the lover of monuments. He's still convinced, that they're going bankrupt, and it's all due to AMC. This is why the Europe branch, despite Japan opening up, and despite the evidence that clearly all the members of one LLP, he called them employees. Again, like, this guy has no financial common sense. An LLP member is not an employee, dumbass. It's a limited liability partnership. The partners were moved from one entity to another. Today, tomorrow's due diligence today.
That's right. We're bringing it live.
Here's your teaching moment. These were not employees. They were partners, and they changed from one legal entity to another. It's clear you've never owned a LLP or LLC, and that's okay. That's what we're here for. But
that's what you're here for.
Well, I mean, I'm not the only one that said this.
No, but, I know. The sad thing is that it needs to be done.
Yes,
but it has to be.
I hate to do it. I hate wasting my time, correcting this nonsense. There's so many other better things we could talk about.
I know.
But, these guys, unfortunately, fool a lot of people, and they get a big platform, and then they put out nothing but misinformation. So we talked about the Citadel Europe thing. We talked about the threshold list. We talked about why AMC came off. Yes, they can borrow shares, check into CNS, check into the stock lending program. This is why I said, don't get excited about the threshold list. There's hundreds of stocks that are on it every year that never squeeze. It's a good data point. It's good enough for me to know they have a lot higher percentage of FTDs on AMC and APE than most other stocks. And yes, I have checked other stocks. In terms of percentage of the float, we have a pretty high percentage when we have these run-ups, and that's good enough for me. Threshold list is really irrelevant. It's one more data point, but it's not a guarantee of anything, and they have plenty of ways to get off of it. So let's not get our panties all up in a wad thinking that we're about to board a rocket to the moon. Let's just act like we've been here before, because we all have. We've talked about this so many times in the past year, but these clickbaiters have a short memory, it seems.
Yep. And in a time like right now, especially right now, where we had a recent run up, right, to 27, not even, what are we talking, 3.5 weeks ago? Was that when that happened? 3 weeks ago? Okay. Since then, we've had to split off, and I bet you there's probably a good chance some people have just re-entered their positions in AMC and possibly APE as well, right? People who might have left earlier and now have seen the price come down to a point where they feel like a re-entry is a no-brainer and they can make money one way or the other. So for this nonsense to still be going on at this point, when myself, myself, and everyone else on this channel right now has a position in the stock, we have to talk about it. We have to, because
I want to give a. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. I can wait.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
I was going to give a special shout out to Lou also. Hey, Lou.
Okay. Well, can you elaborate?
Yes, I know he's watching, because on Friday I was talking about the X Factor on my 8-hour live stream.
Oh yes, that's it.
Go back and watch my live stream during the day on Friday. Look how many times I talked about the X Factor, and then right after I finished, Lou puts out a video titled "The X Factor," and then he talked about it again today. I was like,
"Oh, he did?
Man,
again today?
Yeah,
wow,
again today."
So he's into it.
Lou, thanks for tuning in.
Welcome aboard, brother.
I'm glad you're coming in to at least check in some real due diligence.
Catching in,
and we're happy to have you listening. Say hi in the chat again.
Yeah, let's all get on the same page and keep the same message. Let's all get on.
That's it. I mean, we can all be one happy team. We all have the same goal, theoretically, to help the kids make money.
Right. you kids out there, all you kids.
All right. Sorry.
No. That's good. We had to do that. Lou, don't forget to hit the like button either, please. The one thing you can do for us, hit the like on your way out. Steven Cyber keeps asking about 2 more years. Are there people running around saying this is going to take 2 more years for AMC to squeeze?
I've seen a lot of people. I have seen a lot of people on Twitter and even YouTube starting to put 2023 in their tweets and in their video titles, which I find also kind of amusing, because I've been saying, it's going to take a couple quarters to get to a profitable quarter, and that patience and non-emotionality is the key to surviving in this play, if you want to be in this play. So I've never said 2024. I sure fucking hope it doesn't take till 2024. So I don't know where the 2 years thing is coming from, but I have seen people starting to say 2023, and I have no problem with that, because I think that is good framing. That is reasonable framing. It's a lot better than saying T+13 or T+90, which were clickbait nonsense, bullshit. Right. Straight. Yes, I'm talking to you. I know you're listening. Yes, it was nonsense.
I'll take that any day over T13 or T90. Absolutely, yeah. And that's good, right? So I don't think 2 years. I think 2 years is craziness. I don't know where that's coming from, but next year, sometime next year, maybe middle of the year, maybe next 8 months, maybe a little less. Who knows? But 2023, yes, it could take that long. Yes.
And that's fine with me, because most of the investments in my portfolio, you guys hear me talking about them when I'm buying them. I'm saying this is a buy and hold for 5 years. So I did not get into this particular play last year thinking that it was a 5-year play, but
no,
in the grand scheme of things, considering my crypto is a 10-year investment and most of my stocks I'm buying with a 5-year window, it's not a big deal for me. But I do have empathy. I do have empathy for those of you who needed the money yesterday.
That's it.
That right? Might, right? I don't discount that. But the reality is, I can't tell you that there's any next week catalysts coming up that I know of.
And a lot of times that slips my mind, and I forget about that sometimes, that, we're all in different situations, and you really have to take that into consideration when you're speaking about it, because, when you talk about people's emotions and being involved in the market, as much as you want to keep your emotions out of it, sometimes it's difficult, especially if you're down big. So try to come back to put yourself in other shoes, because we may say, oh, it's not a big deal to hold, but you're right. The person who needed the money yesterday, to them, it's a big deal. So it's not something you should just brush off as like, oh, who cares? But again, a game plan, a strategy to going ahead. Listen, if you need to unload some of your position right now to keep you in, then do it. If you need to do that to keep you in until we do see a catalyst that moves this into astronomical numbers, or at least where we can make a bunch of money per share, then can you take that risk? If you can, stay in.
I have a theory about the difference between a YouTuber who does real due diligence and one who is coming up with a theory of the day. And not just a YouTuber, Twitter is just as bad.
I know.
And this is going to be harsh. All right. But the difference between someone like myself or yourself versus the people who are trying to come up with all the hype shit every day is some people, the former, put in a reasonable amount of money that they were comfortable investing, and they have other investments. And some people put their entire life savings into one play, and they can't stand the fact that they might be wrong or that they overcommitted too much money into one play. And I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm just saying that that's a life learning experience of why you don't do that. You got to have a diversified portfolio. Everybody's still young. Everybody can still recover. And you should be focusing on diversification and balancing your risk every day, whether it's crypto, stocks, bonds, whatever you're investing. Never have all your eggs in one basket. And it goes back to that fucking piece of paper I had on my desk since I was in my 20s that said, "Risk not thy whole wad."
Good one.
I'm not joking. Yes,
that's what it said.
Warren Buffett gave me that in 5th grade.
No, really?
Yeah, he hand drew it out. He was sharp even back then.
I bet. I bet he was pretty sharp.
When I used to babysit him.
Okay. I'm like, where's this going? Where is this going? Can I talk about that, what you just said for a second, a little bit more?
Yes. Yes.
Like as far as us holding on to this play, and as far as us, why we got in and going forward, I think the cause is a good thing, and I think that X factor of us being able to hold this until possibly the middle of 2023, if that's how long it takes, in order for the destruction of the thesis of going short AMC. I hope something comes along before that either speeds that up or sends us over the top to 72 and then again to triple digits. But if we're here every day waiting for one piece of news to push this thing over the edge, it's gonna make the next possible 8 months we have to wait seem like 16. You know what I mean? And another thing, so many people have bought into this stock since, just to say, January of this year. And a lot of them haven't YOLO'd in. Think back to June of 2021 when Meet Kevin had Kevin O'Leary on. And Meet Kevin told Kevin O'Leary that he had 80% of his position in Tesla. And I remember Kevin O'Leary looking at him like he was crazy. And Meet Kevin saying like, "Oh, it's Tesla, how can I go wrong having 80% of my position in Tesla?" And Kevin O'Leary said, "You never put that much of your portfolio into one company." And I remember that like it was yesterday. And at that point, I had you do? Okay.
His eyes went like, "What?"
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, wow, Meet Kevin is really a real estate agent. That's what as soon as he said that, his eyes lit up. I'm like, Meet Kevin's a real estate agent, definitely at the end of the day. But again,
a lot of people got in the market in 2021 really for the first time, and they got lucky on a couple different plays, and then they think they're infallible.
Right.
They saw
Shiba Inu, they saw Dogecoin, they saw people YOLOing it and making millions of dollars, and they got promised that by a lot of YouTubers too, as well.
And that is not the norm over the long term. No, it's great when we have years like that, and you need to freaking farm the shit out of it when it happens, but it is not the norm ever.
Right.
Once in every 5 or 10 years, you have years like that.
Yeah, right. They came around very, very, very seldomly, right? Where you have that kind of money printing going on and almost free money flying around with reckless abandon, and a lot of people recognizing an opportunity to take the money that they like. First of all, let's not get into the fact that the people who put that money in, had some of their livelihood stripped from them, and that money from the stimulus was important. And that was so a lot of people put that into the market at that time, specifically AMC and GME. You know what I mean? And a lot of those people are still in this play because I'm one of them. I know there are. And I know a lot of you guys have been with me since April, May, June, July of last year. So wherever you are right now in the play, I just think that at this point, with all the catalysts that have come and gone in the dates and everything, I think the more level-headed that we go forward talking about this as a change in the fundamentals, having faith in the CEO, but most of all, having faith in the people who are behind the stock and their ability to wait this out. And I think a lot of people have come to the realization that this may take longer than we thought. It already has for me. I thought this day would have been over a year ago at least. But here we are. And now we do the best we can with the cards we got right now. That's all we can do moving forward. We cannot do anything about the past from now on.
All right. Enough preaching for a minute. Let's take a couple of questions because I see people getting frustrated. We're not ignoring your questions, guys, but when we're talking, it's hard to answer questions. And I'm going to start with Jennifer's question, and feel free to throw your question back up because I'm not going back through 2,000 messages to find ones from the past. But Jennifer said, why is Citadel taking all the lines of credit? I saw Bigham's video and he did email me the documents. I asked him to DM me the source links for those documents so that I could read through them. And so I'm going to withhold comment as I do until I've had a chance to look at the documents. But
you got the documents yesterday?
No, I saw the cover page, right? Okay. The allegation is that because of the ISDA Phase 6, they signed all these lines of credit, initial margin agreements with 8 different banks. And I mean, the documents exist, right? That's a fact. But I have a lot of questions that come up when I see that. Why did they do that? Did everybody do that? Right? Did every hedge fund do that? Is that just part of ISDA? All right. I don't just watch one person's video and stop asking questions. I watch something and it generates 1,000 other questions. And until I get those answered to my own satisfaction, I can't comment on it because then I'm just speculating. So I think, Jennifer, that's a good question, but let's not jump to any assumptions based on seeing something for the first time and not doing a little bit of extra digging. MC Prosperity says banks are asking all employees to come to work this week and not work from home. I think a lot of tech companies are doing the same thing. And yeah, I saw that some banking companies are extending easier lines of credit to minorities and the people with lending problems.
Really? Where'd you see that?
In the news, in the headlines, and on Twitter, which does not surprise me as the amount of loans dry up because of rising interest rates. Oh, well, let's just make it easier for some people to get loans because they don't want the well to dry up, and that's what's happening. Right. The well is drying up.
And knowing there's a risk with giving out this money.
Yep. All right, let me catch up to that. Worked out great in 2008, right, James?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Someone said, what is what is my view of JP Morgan sponsoring Citadel? I've already tweeted out the list, Dante. There's
ton of them.
There's hundreds of sponsored members in the FICC. Not worried about it. I'm surprised it took them this long. Check my Twitter. Check my YouTube community page. I put links. This is just another marketing tool that companies use to provide extra services to their clients. But I understand why people want it to be something conspiratorial. I get it, but I don't view it that way.
Ooh.
Yes, Tony is the Debbie Downer. He is truly the most hated man on Twitter.
I wouldn't
say
that. I would never say that.
Oh, well, you haven't seen my Twitter feed.
Is it getting bad? Usually I just read the DMs, right?
Tony, explain to us how they could possibly gotten off the threshold list. Tony,
after 5 days.
How many hours do you have? I can't do that on Twitter. How about you go read the regulations?
Yeah, they're right there. I know. Not 160 characters.
Doge Cult says, why would you play options on AMC or Ape? Well, I have bought call options on AMC 4 or 5 times in the last year, not counting the tens of thousands of dollars of profit I made in June, in the early June run up. It's a continued way for me to make money on run ups. I have plenty of shares I can hold for a squeeze. Buying call options for me is just one of the other ways I trade, and it's a money-making thing. I don't buy them every week, and I certainly don't recommend lottery tickets, buying weeklies. You do what you want. Everybody's got their own strategy. I'm not going to hate on you if you do, but I buy them when it is strategically smart. When the price is low and the volatility is low, I'll buy call options close to the money, 60 to 90 days out. So I bought December $10 calls. And I'm pretty sure that, like every other time I bought them, they're going to be just fine. I mean, are you going to turn down an opportunity to make a few extra $1,000 while you're letting your shares just sit there parked? Or do you want to criticize other people who are trying to earn income?
Yep. Don't. Yeah. Tony, someone just said, why don't we reach out to the channel named Red Pill Bill? Do you know who that is, Tony?
Nope.
Red Pill Bill?
Never heard of him.
And then Michelle said right after that, because they found a way to hold off again, and this will continue to happen. I know all your YouTubers are about to be out of business, and I've enjoyed this experience, but the squeeze is over, said Michelle. So I don't know that technically how we've come to the conclusion at this point that the squeeze is over. I don't know.
I want to talk. Let's talk about your business. How much is your business? How much is your business thrown off? You YouTuber, you're putting out what, 20 videos a day, Massalorian? You must be raking it in.
At least 20.
Come on, Michelle. Boy. Michelle, pull your panties up, Michelle. You got to realize who you're talking to. You're on the wrong channel. That bullshit ain't going to work here. We're not in a business. Go talk that bullshit to the channels who are putting out 20 videos a day with 20 to 50,000 views. Go look on Social Blade. Go look on Social Blade at how much we're making compared to the ones who've made it a business, and take the bullshit somewhere else. I'm not going to put up with that.
If I haven't forked over every single penny times 2 since I came onto YouTube, I would be lying. I definitely have. No doubt about it. It's all gone back into the channel.
If anything, that I have earned, besides my carefully held title of #2 short squeeze specialist, I've now cultivated the new title of most hated man on Twitter by being the realest fucking person in this play from day one. I mean, and I know, Massalorian, you turned on the camera for the same reason, because you were tired of the clickbait nonsense.
Yeah, so Michelle, it's bothering me.
Michelle, you can see yourself out the door. All right, what else we got?
My business model. I got to change my business model all up. This is not working
I
for
know.
me. I don't know.
I am a businessman. Don't think that I can't figure out how to make money on YouTube. Just tell the kids what they want to hear, and make 20 videos a day. Either spouting a bunch of gobbledygook with some keywords in it, or reading Reddit posts that are really edgy. Yeah,
And
that's how you make
I
it a
just bought a
business.
ton of ape on Friday, Michelle. So clearly, I don't think the squeeze is over, or else I wouldn't have bought ape on Friday. But you do your thing, girl.
Michelle. I think Michelle's probably a code name for somebody else. That I
Could
think
be.
you and I can imagine who that probably is.
Could be. By the way, Ken was asking about the studio. Ken, it's coming along very well. It's really, really close to being done. I'm working really hard to try and bang it through in the next 48 hours. We lost an electrician today, and that set me back the whole damn Sunday. I didn't watch one down of football. It sucked, but we're almost there. We're on the precipice.
Just so there's no hurt feelings, we have a Matt Kors fanny pack being sent out right now to Michelle. Thank you for your comment, Michelle.
God, yes, it is overnight.
It's on the way. It's on the way. UPS is picking up in the morning.
By the way, Tony, the last time you purchased ape, I want to say what I remember was the beginning of last week, or was it the end of the week before? Do you remember?
So my last purchase was at $4.50, and my total cost average now on all of them that I've bought since August 22nd is $5.35.
$5.35. Okay, I'm right there with you. Finally, okay, $5.35. I was wondering. Okay, was curious about that. Thank you.
Just I want to make sure all the gosh, I get some people mad when I say the little girls on Twitter, but I want to make sure that they got their facts straight, because they get really angry that I don't post every single trade for them to copy. Tony, can you please post every trade on Twitter so that we know that you're telling the truth?
I know. Yeah, just so we know.
No, bitch, I'm not going to do shit for you.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I hate to see you go, but
if you don't trust someone, don't fucking watch their channel.
Definitely don't. Definitely don't watch that person. If you don't trust them, get off their channel. If you
I don't want you here. If you think this is bullshit, please unsubscribe. Don't ever come back.
You don't have to sell, but definitely don't come to the channel, because we're not gonna be a big help to you. I don't want to be a detriment to anyone that's holding the stock. It's the last thing I want to do.
I think they probably just need some help on their trades, Massalorian. So they want to make sure that they have some
sometimes
receipts. Yeah,
I could too sometimes. I make mistakes just like everyone else. Real quick, Tony, going back to the squeeze is over. I don't understand how you could possibly say that right now. I don't know how anyone could possibly say it. Michelle, remember she said that coming to the facts, the squeeze is over.
I mean, clearly that was someone sent from a troll channel.
I mean, I know we didn't see the results we wanted from the split of ape, but I don't know how that turns into, oh, that's it. There's nothing else that can possibly cause us to squeeze. That was the last thing.
There's a lot of ex-AMC holders and GME elitists in two different camps, but with the same end goal to make you feel really bad about holding this stock.
Yeah.
I don't know why they feel like they need to waste their time. There's like 8,000 stocks. Why, were they out there warning people about Cinemark and Regal?
Nope.
I mean,
not a word, not a peep.
What?
Yeah.
What is the big deal? Like, why are they so focused on people that are holding AMC? I don't get it.
I don't know. And look, we're gonna see the market in the next couple of months is going to be, it might be very disheartening, and we might see very low prices, but it's not going to just be AMC or ape or or GME. If the market comes down a little more, it's going to be everything. So don't take it personal that it's your stock coming down and Adam Aaron's not helping anymore. And where's Gary Gensler? Those are all valid points. But if the overall market is dipping, AMC, APE, and GME are going to dip slowly as well. If there's some kind of catalyst that causes a sudden drop and there's a panic, and that sets off some domino effect where people are needing to close out short positions, well, then all the better. But
yeah, it's just been
just gotta be
amazing
patient.
to me. It's been amazing to me in the last 2 or 3 weeks when the entire market's been going down and people are typing in Twitter, why is AMC going down? Like, take a
Look at the
freaking look
market.
around, bro. Come on.
Why would AMC go up in a bearish market? Sorry,
exactly. No, you're exactly right. I mean, it is not a negative beta stock.
No.
You cannot look at this play or pretty much any play in isolation of the entire market.
Yeah.
And stocks don't go up every day. That is also a fact for all of them.
Right.
They go up and they go down, or they go up and they go down based on market conditions, economic conditions, and individual stock catalysts, negative or positive. So,
and retail FOMO now too.
That is also coming into play, right? And we play a lot of those. When retail latches onto something, well, you should pay attention to that. There's a lot of money making opportunities. You got to have some common sense about it. There's a lot of people talking some ridiculous shit for price targets, but that's a heads up to me now when I see them doing that. And I know these people don't really know what they're talking about. I can still ride it for a day and have a good day.
Have a good exit point, no matter what anyone else is saying.
Right. I don't want to stay in that play because they're saying that 50-cent stock is going to $100. Correct. But I could ride it from 50 cents to $4 and have a good day.
No, right. And that could end your day. That could be the end of your day if you could do that a couple of times a week. Right.
Yeah. I don't typically hold those plays overnight. I know they do. And sometimes that's a good deal, right? Because sometimes they move after hours, but also sometimes they drop precipitously in after hours when press releases come out.
Yeah, I remember that just happening like 2 weeks ago, right? After hours.
Oh, it happens. Like it happened. I could go through the list. Yep. Go back and look at any clickbait penny stock channel for the last 3 weeks. It's like, this one's going to the moon. And then 2 days later, proof that conspiracies exist. What the fuck happened? Like, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't just look at. Maybe you should look at more than one point of data for your overall consensus on a play.
I feel like that's been a lost art. I feel like we did that way more in the beginning when we were doing a lot more technical analysis. We were looking at more of those factors and data points than we do now. I honestly do. I think that that's something that's kind of gotten lost in the sauce in this last 18 months. Everything that's worked into the fabric of this, I think we've kind of forgotten, we were analyzing all of those things. And then as time went on, we realized there were other aspects of those data points that you had taken into consideration, right? When you're looking at price movement. So all those things now that we're trying to factor in to figure out, okay, does this thing still have a chance to squeeze? Well, yeah, according to the data right now, I don't see how you couldn't say that it doesn't. The evidence doesn't support that. In my eyes.
Jennifer's asking, am I still in Weber? Weber is another one of those stocks that has super high short interest and cost to borrow. Jennifer, I do still have a small position in Weber. I'm just waiting for all of the pumping numbers to come around and start pumping it. I have not made a video about it because I cannot recommend it to anybody. They have very troubled financials. So this is not a pump and dump channel. And I would consider that a very speculative play. All right, I'm looking for Steven's. Steven says, are you guys just going to talk or are you going to listen to your audience? What do you
Sorry,
have to say,
Tony.
Stephen?
I set you up. I set you up.
All right, I'm gonna let you find his question while I grab a beer. I think I'm gonna
I
need a
gotcha.
beer. I'm gonna need a beer for this.
You got it. Sorry, Stephen. I didn't mean to do that, but I saw it. I just couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. Oh boy. Let's see who's in my chat tonight. I can't put anything up on the screen, guys, because I don't have the MC duties. But Doge Code, R Baglio, Stephen, put your question up. I didn't. Obviously, Tony didn't see it. Neither did I. How you doing tonight, Angelina? Oh, Michelle's still here. Man, everyone's saying bye to Michelle. Poor Michelle. Man, she just made one mistake, one little tiny thing, and took her down.
Barry says, well, as a consolation prize, at least she can sport that Matt Kors fanny pack.
That's right. Wear with pride.
On its
Wear
way.
with pride, Michelle.
Barry says, how much does APE need to be to get AMC out of debt? I think we calculated if it was at $11 and he sold all 484 million extra apes that he has in his back pocket, that would be enough to get them out of debt on the long-term debt.
And we're just about halfway there right now, right? With Ape?
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's going to sell all 484 million in one fell swoop.
No.
And I'm not saying it's
not.
going to $11 tomorrow. I'm just trying to answer Barry's question.
Yeah.
Tindy Time, what's up, buddy? Weber as in Grills, Diaz, yes.
Yeah, someone's asking
congrats
Tony if
on
you're
the-
still in Weber.
Yeah, I do have a very small speculative position in Weber. I have not done a video on it because honestly, the financials are a bit of a wreck. But this is a company that has good name brand recognition. They're in a short-term supply chain issue. And maybe in a year or two, they can get it fixed. So I got enough that I can hold until that happens without losing any sleep. But the real hope is that some dumbass clickbait YouTuber or Twitter person will pick it up and start pumping it, and I can just get out for double or triple what I bought in. It's pretty damn cheap, but it's also a wreck. So I'm not recommending it to anyone. Diaz, congrats on the fight. I have my money on you. And thanks for spending when you're not training. We do appreciate you coming here.
What was the outcome of the fight, by the way? What was it? How did it end? I don't
Diaz
know.
won.
He did.
Chokehold at the end, yes.
Okay.
But the original dude that he was scheduled to fight, he got moved to a different card because he didn't make weight. He came in overweight.
Okay.
So Diaz
fight
ended
was
up
good?
fighting Ferguson. Yeah, it was a good fight.
Damn it. Something's going on with Bigham's. All of a sudden over here, I just saw in the chat. Someone saying something happened to Bigham's.
All right, trying to catch up. Bigham's just lost his grandfather. Oh no.
Shit.
Sorry to hear that, buddy. Shit,
That
I was
sucks.
just talking to him on DMs a few hours ago. So this must be something recent.
Oh God.
Thrill says company has to get out of debt. SEC and Adam Aaron can do nothing to help. Well, Adam Aaron, that's his job to get the company out of debt, which is why he was obviously wanting to dilute last year, and we told him no. But now time has gone by. Squeeze didn't happen. He's got 2023 debt looming, and he said, "Oh, we can kill two birds with one stone. I can try and help these apes unearth synthetics by releasing the ape dividend. We'll see what happens. But my second bird is I get the ability to pay off the debt." So that is my opinion of what that was. Do the shorts have to close in 24 months? I don't know of any time frame they have to close by, Ed. Thoughts on WLDS IPO? I mean, look, all IPOs are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. My suggestion on them is to reduce your risk and increase your chance of profitability. Buy them pre-IPO. If you did not get them pre-IPO, again, my recommendation, you can do what you want. My recommendation would be to not buy in the first 15 minutes. Sometimes that will cost you because you miss out. If it opens at 20 and then runs to 40, you might miss out. But on the times where it opens at 40, halts, and then drops to 15, you're going to come back and thank me. And then the times where it opens at 40 and then runs to 100, you're going to come back and send me hate mail. But I'd rather get the hate mail for you missing some profit than the hate mail for you losing money. So I do not buy these. If I did not get in pre-IPO, I do not buy them the first 15 minutes. I wait and see if the momentum is confirmed. That is how I do it. You can do what you want. Real Prince Doll says, Tony looks like an old Chinese lady in the hat. Thank you for noticing. That is exactly the look I was going for. Appreciate you. Doge Cult says, AMC going to run to around 39 to test the apes. Let's hope so. That would be a nice run right on the back of me buying those $10 strike calls. Thoughts and prayers for Biggums and his family. Amen. What are my thoughts on E-Volts? I am not familiar with that one. SMCI, not familiar with that one either. I'm so sorry. Roseanne says, if you want, I can become a YouTuber and push Weber. There were a few that tried, Roseanne, and they didn't have enough viewers. I've seen a few people do videos on it. I was hoping it would gain momentum. I will not be doing a video on Weber until and if it actually gains momentum, because it is, just like most of these other stocks that everybody's talking about on these little shit channels, these short squeeze channels, most of them are shit plays, but we're not going to ignore that once the momentum starts. I don't want my whole ticket full of hope and a prayer stocks. You know what I'm saying? You go to some channels and every thumbnail is a hope and a prayer. But if they get the momentum running, I'll play along for a day.
You talking about IPOs?
Short squeeze stocks.
Anyone in particular?
I don't want to call anybody in particular out. I don't do that here. There's hundreds of them. Oh, I'm talking about channels, YouTubers that pump these things. You go find a channel that's full of Mullen, BBIG, Rev, Tough Built, Redbox. I mean, if that has been all of their content, these are the channels you should watch for knowing what to keep an eye on. Because if enough of them pump it, despite how shitty these companies are, you can make some money on it.
Guys. In, out.
Don't listen to them for price targets, because they are not doing any real due diligence. And most of the price targets they get are ridiculous.
You see 10 times comment up there? And definitely prayers for Bigham's family, man. Absolutely. Of course.
I'm trying to catch up on comments. It's just go. Did you set yours to 60 seconds?
I believe so.
By the way.
I believe so.
We might need to slow down. I mean, I see people getting mad. We might just need to make it where you can only make a comment every 2 minutes.
I did put it 60.
Because
Yeah.
I gotta choose, guys. Either you're gonna get mad that I miss your question, or you're gonna get mad that you can't type until every 5 minutes. You got to choose.
And Tony's got the chat.
I mean, we can't please everybody.
You want me to read Tendy's question?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm looking. And Steven Siebert, you know, I think he needs to go smoke a blunt and walk around the block and come back, because he seems a little bit emotional tonight.
He gets emotional sometimes. It's okay. Look, it's understandable that we're getting emotional. I get it.
No,
I get
no,
it.
it's not understandable that he's getting emotional that we're missing his question. Can you not?
Oh no.
Can you not fucking see how fast the chats are going by? I mean, we can either look at the camera, talk to each other, or spend the entire time trying to pick out Steven's question. You know, just have a little bit of patience, or try and start your own YouTube channel and see what it's like. I mean, come on. Take a chill pill. We're here to have fun. Let's not make it an argument on a Sunday night. Chill the fuck out.
I'm sorry, Doc. We try. Doc Dino saying we don't do everything he asks. I don't know. We should. Yeah, said Tony's on fire. I started this by bringing Steven's question to his attention, so you guys can yell at me. It's my fault. I was late, and then I started this shit show. I'm sorry. But no, seriously, you guys know what's up. We can't answer a million questions at once. You know, guys, we try the hardest that we can to get everyone's questions out there. Don't be silly. Of course, we're trying to.
BTW says, what are your plans for doing shows this week? IPO watch on Monday. Well, Lycan, LICN, I thought was going to IPO on Monday, but someone just said it got pushed a couple days. So if the market is green in pre-market, then I will be live on Monday. If I can be of value to you guys, I'll be live on Monday. Go ahead, Mass.
I was saying that ticker's what again? LYCN?
LICN. I do have several other diligence. I have several other of the IPOs next week already pre-bought, so I definitely will be live on those days.
Okay, which days are those? Sorry.
I made that look because they keep on changing the dates. Okay. Right now, yeah, not because you asked the question, but even in my spreadsheet, I started putting a date range for the Discord because, I mean, they keep on changing them. But right now, tentatively, WLDS on the 14th, KNW on the 14th, and Lycan is on the 16th. I actually have it on my spreadsheet is the 16th. And
WLDS is what I was asking about, thinking about.
Yeah, JUNS is also on the 14th. So I'm looking at my spreadsheet in the Discord right now. The 14th is the next date that I have on there.
Okay. That WLDS got pushed back to the 14th. As last you heard? Okay. Good. Yeah, this is going to be DD tonight, I guess. Nice. Let's see. I can look at something in the chat right now. G Immortal says AE will not dump all the rest apes at once, and that will destroy everything. Even he said in his interview he would not do that kind of BS. Clearly, yeah, G Immortal. Look, that's not going to happen.
I hope not. I mean, he said it won't. He said it won't. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason that he would. I don't see any reason he would need to. So
he'll lose my vote of confidence if he does. I'll tell you that right now.
Is Ape too similar to AMC to create a wash sale? Wash sales by ticker. So if you sell Ape and then rebuy it, you can create a wash sale. It's not APE or AMC. It's by the ticker. So if you sell APE and buy AMC, if that is your question, that will not create a wash sale. If you sell AMC and buy APE, that is not a wash sale. Tindy Time says, what is my channel classified as? I don't know. Not clickbait. Massalorian, you froze up. Uh-oh.
Am I back?
Yeah. All right. You're back.
There you go. You got me?
Classified Tindy Times channel.
Oh, I thought he meant like in YouTube Studio. How do we classify it? That's
I
what
think
I thought he meant.
Is he a clickbait channel?
Oh, no. Tendy Time? No. No, I wouldn't say that at all.
No.
Absolutely not. No. How?
Common
no,
sense.
He doesn't clickbait ever. No.
He's backbone of America.
Yeah. Investor. Yep. Definitely not clickbait. That's for sure. By the way, is there still any talk about anyone of significance not receiving their APE?
Good question. We keep on asking that, and
put to bed.
Well, not on Twitter. I mean, if you read Twitter, nobody's received their APE. Like, how can they possibly be shorting it when no one's received it?
I don't know. And
Johnny
not that
says,
matters so much to me. Yeah, because it really doesn't, right? At the end of the day, I don't really care that I still, again, never bought AMC for anything about that. You know what I mean? And the price of it right now, I don't think is that indicative of being anywhere out of the realm of where it should be. So I'm okay with where my position is right now. You know?
Yep.
I'm not nervous. I'm
considering
not
where the
anything.
market is.
Yeah.
Considering where we're at in the market, I'm fine with it.
Fuck.
Massalorian said the F word. Finally got you to cuss. Johnny says, sorry. Is it worthwhile to buy more APE in anticipation that both become equal value? I mean, I can't give you specific advice, Johnny. That is what I'm doing. I could be wrong. We'll know in a few weeks to a few months.
I mean, Cineworld's about to go bankrupt, right? And we're still in a nice sitting position right now with our company. I'm extremely, well, I wouldn't say satisfied, but I'm extremely comfortable right now or in this range, knowing what's going on in the rest of the market. I think we look like we are right where we should be, if not much better, and probably in a much better place than we could be. Put it that way.
Mike is asking about the court case for BBIG. I have not been following it closely. I sold all my BBIG positions in May 13th. Are you tracking that at all, Mass?
No, shit. I'm sorry. I just saw Steven Seibert said again we didn't answer his question. So I'm totally
on my screen of chats. On my screen of chats, my bar, there's probably 100 I haven't looked at. I'm way up here. So be patient, Steven. I'm trying to make my way down. I'm not following the BBIG case, Mike. It's not a stock that I consider a viable investment. If it runs, I'll play it on the day that it runs. You'll never ever hear me pumping BBIG. Sorry if that makes anybody mad.
I never owned it, never owned it, never traded it.
I had calls on it playing along with retail because I knew everybody was irrationally excited about the spinoff. But I also said that after the spinoff, the price is going to drop. And I got a lot of hate for that. But of course, I sold the calls for a nice profit and then it dropped. And I don't look back. I mean, we called it right. It is what it is. The company's a bit of a mess until they fix their finances or until TikTok goes out of business. That's the other leading theory, right?
Yeah, they're in a tough position right now, right, with leadership.
And finances. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
and
in a
finances,
bit of
yeah.
a mess all over.
Yeah.
Steven says, why won't you answer my question? You asked for my question. I will, Steven, as soon as I see it. But I did answer this
I'm
one.
honestly looking for it, like, hard. I really am.
I'm
I
trying
swear I
quickly to
haven't
catch
seen
up
it.
here.
So Billy's asking about CPI predictions. I'm sorry again. Can someone just remind me? CPI is what day again? These dates just all blend into one. What is CPI data again this week? Tuesday?
I don't know. I'm trying to. Someone else answer him in
Oh,
the chat. I'm trying to
yes.
catch up on
I
questions
will
here.
get it. Sorry, Tony. Apologies.
What's up, Six Son? Alex wouldn't miss any questions, but she did miss bingo this weekend.
Wow, that was raw. That was raw. What are we here?
Dana, do you need a slightly used ring girl? Diaz. Ooh, those ring girls were pretty hot on Saturday. Dana, send Diaz your resume and your photos, and he'll let you know.
What is Dana applying for?
She said she asked Diaz in the chat if he needs a slightly used ring girl. You know, the ring girls that hold up the card around the UFC fight.
Slightly used ring girl? I said, how do you guys not know? Okay, I found it, Tony. You want it? The question?
Yeah.
Steven says, I said, how do you guys not know of the person that has the channel Red Pill Bill? He also has a music video of Matt Core's fanny pack.
I don't know. I already answered the question. I don't know of him. Now you're going to ask a second question. How do I not know about him? I mean, I don't know how you expect me to answer that. I don't know about him. I don't spend my time looking for other YouTubers.
Is he a stock market channel, Steven? Or is he a music video channel? I mean, we just haven't heard of him. Man, that sucks for Bigums. That sucks. I don't know how close he was with his grandfather, but of course, that just sucks for anyone, right? Man.
FINRA short interest support on APE. Publication date Monday, September 12th. It's one day this week for the exchange short interest support coming up soon.
And CPI data is tomorrow, by the way.
Thank you.
Fuck.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Mass Broke Ape wants to get our phone number so we can get his questions answered.
I'll post mine right up in the chat right now. Hang on.
Yeah, I get bombarded with questions on DMs on Twitter too. So I try and keep up with the ones that I can, but most of my free time is in the Discord. So if I miss you on Twitter, it's not on purpose. I'm just not on it a whole lot.
Okay. San Diego Laundromats. Thanks, man. So, Tony, Red Pill Bill used to be Short Squeeze channel. You know him?
I probably have heard of it, but I can say that for one reason or another, fill in your own explanation. It's not a channel I watch. Do I need to spell it out?
No, but I'm just I know who Short Squeeze channel is. I'd never heard of Red Pill Bill, but if you're saying those two people are one and the same, then I guess I know who Red Pill Bill is, Steven. Short Squeeze channel, yeah, I didn't know that he changed his name to Red Pill Bill. I had no idea. I hadn't caught one of his videos in a while. That's probably why it doesn't come up my queues.
I'll check him out again just for you guys. I'll give him another shot. I have very, very discerning tastes. I mean, if it's Massalorian, Lou, and Al, and I pretty much cut the line right there. But there might be room for a fourth. We'll see.
Did you say Al? you say the Massalorian
I
and
said,
Al?
I said Massalorian, Lou, and Al. I have very discerning tastes.
What
It's
an
got to be
asshole. I'm like shaking my head.
hard hitting information.
Luigi says, Mass, how do you know this is not one of the best DD channels on YouTube? Great job as always. Good night. Cheers, Luigi. Cheers, man. How do you
Thank
know
you,
that he's
Luigi.
not one of the best DD channels on YouTube? I don't. I didn't even realize that this guy, Red Pill Bill, was Shortsky's channel, formerly known as. And I've seen some of his videos, but
he's not the guy that has like the car driving while he's talking over it.
No. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. No,
That's
I don't
what's
believe
coming to mind. That's what's coming to mind when you say Short Squeeze channel, like a cartoon of a car driving in the future along a road and some guy talking.
I'm thinking of a channel that was very video oriented with a voiceover. No, you can't see the person talking. It was a complete voiceover the whole time. Right, guys? Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but that was who Short Squeeze channel was, right? And that name must have just changed very recently.
I might have him confused with somebody else.
You might. I've seen some of his videos, and he's done good breakdown jobs on other YouTubers. I have seen him. Yeah, I know who Red Pill Bill is, so I apologize if I said I hadn't seen him before.
I'll give you all an update on my thoughts tomorrow. I guess I got my homework for tonight.
Yeah, I'll make sure he does his homework too, guys.
Guitar Stuff says, where is Pantheon Ben? Do you guys know? He's still around. Have you talked to him? I've seen him in chats. Have you talked to him on the phone, Mass?
He just emailed me back today, and I literally came right from a ladder to the screen. So I looked at my email to see the link and then came on. So I haven't read it yet. But he did just respond to me. Just like an hour ago.
He is still around, guys. Don't worry.
Yep, he's around.
I'm trying to look and see if Steven typed anything else.
No, it's funny though, because I'm looking at the chat and a lot of people are saying simulate and trade that's not who you're thinking of, Mass. I know who simulate and trade is, and I know who Short Squeeze channel is. I'm not getting them confused. I know Simulate and Trade still under Simulate and Trade with the computer voiceover, the robot voiceover. I know the difference. I saw one of my thumbnails in Short Squeeze's video a while back. I remember he put one of my thumbnails in one of his videos. I think that's why I probably remember him, because I was like, that's my thumbnail.
MC Prosperity says, Red Pill is harboring a lot of hatred towards Shorts, Hedges, and Ken Griffin. Always cursing him for his multiple homes.
Yeah, he's not a fan.
I'm sure many of us share those sentiments.
None of us. I mean, we all hate. Listen. I wouldn't say we hate anybody, but the fact that Ken Griffin is purchasing the Constitution, and that they are using payment for order flow, which is directly affecting retail trading and screwing retail out of price action and supply and demand. That bothers me every day. Every day. Regardless of AMC, that still continues to bother me.
PD Harris asking, is Ape off the threshold list? It is. Yep. What will this mean for our play? Nothing, as far as I'm concerned. We've gone over that many times in the last week. Just a quick recap, if you're just joining in, I'm happy enough to see us have a high number of FTDs. They've got 100 ways to get off the threshold list. It's another interesting data point, but not anything for me to tweet about. I do talk about it on the lives, but we don't make a big deal about it. Six Sun says, ever since I started making money on IPOs, I don't care what happens with AMC, just holding as long as it takes. I heard Bigham say that the other night on his live streams, and I was like clapping, literally clapping as he was saying it. There is nothing wrong with making money on other plays. I do have a problem with people that say, gosh, I'm just, no matter what I say, I'm not going to make some people happy. I'm not real happy when people are like rah AMC for 6 months and then they flip overnight and say, sell all your AMC and buy IPOs. That I'm not so happy about. But if you have side money or you have other money that you want to make money on other plays, hey, I've been doing that long before AMC came along, and I do it every day. And you're right, Six Son. Having money that you're making on other plays is what enables you to hold with patience on anything else, including AMC. That's called investing or day trading or swing trading.
They said Bigham's said something about that on Twitter tonight about guys doing that, not caring. I want to read what it says. Hang on 1 second.
He was really mad at people that were saying, if you do other plays, you're not an ape. Fuck that. I agree with him. Fuck that. There's no requirement to hold only one stock. That is ridiculous in my book. If that,
it's kind of the opposite of what you want to do, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if that makes you upset, this is not the channel for you, because we do other plays. I was day trading long before AMC, and I will continue to do so. Roseanne says, how can someone buy the Constitution? I kind of agree with that. How was the Constitution even for sale?
There's a couple.
Was it the original?
Yeah, it's one of them. One of the ones. One of the ones that Jefferson. Well, I mean, they had a couple different. The final one that they actually settled on, I don't think they actually did until like 17. It was much later, right? That the final draft that they settled on that went into the National Archives. So there's other copies out there.
If I was in charge of the FBI, I'd be raiding his house on behalf of the National Archives.
You would? Well, I'd
no private citizen. No private citizen should own the Constitution.
No, of course not. Of course not. I don't think so either. Remember that whole thing that guys all teamed up to buy it, the crypto guys, and he outbid them?
Unless it was if it was an NFT version sold on the GameStop marketplace, I'd be okay with that.
Fucking seriously, Star Omega. The fact the Constitution is for sale shows you how far our nation has gone. Sickening. Seriously. You can put a price tag on that. And because you're Ken Griffin, you can buy it. Oh, man.
Roger says, have you had a chance to look up Horse Soldier bourbon? No, but I got to make a trip to Specs because I have a upcoming bet with a bottle of bourbon for a Cowboys game. So I got to pick up some Texas bourbon. I'll look up Horse Soldier before I go.
Speaking of which, what that score tonight was ugly earlier. It was like 6-3. It was supposed to be two of the best teams in the NFL. I'm like, oof, what a snooze fest. Not good for opening Sunday night football. Watch out, DraftKings. Watch out below. They want high-scoring games.
But Citadel's office lights were off all weekend. Doesn't that mean they're going out of business?
No, that means they're all on vacation.
James says, how do you get on pre-IPOs? The ones that we've been buying, James, I'm sure there's other ways to get in on other ones, but these low float IPOs have all been on Webull. And I started off doing a lot of due diligence on these, and then I was like, why? Why am I doing due diligence on these? On average, I'm holding them an hour to 8 hours. I'm only in it because it's low float and retail is piling in. There's no good reason on these little nonsense companies to do due diligence on them. So don't mistake the fact that we're talking about them with recommending them. This is just momentum trading.
I can't find the question. Do you see
Of the
Luigi's
3
question anyway,
IPOs,
Tony?
no, not yet.
No.
Do I have any preference of the 3 IPOs I recommended? Nope, I do not. Box of chocolates.
Right.
Forrest Gump.
Oh, I think I found it. I think I found it. It says, Tony Mass, how do you know not one of the best it's not one of the best DD channels on YouTube. Great job as always. Good night. Cheers. Did I already read that once?
I don't know. Sounds like one we need to check out, and I promise I will.
For sure.
All right, Ryan Cohen is ominously silent. He's been pretty silent since the GameStop split,
Right?
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah, he hasn't said anything at all. That call the other day was really short and straight to the point. And look, it wasn't bad news. There was nothing wrong with the call. It's just very different from when you're used to as an AMC shareholder, right?
Ryan Cohen wasn't on that call though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, just comparing the two since GME split, like, the earnings call, they're always short, they're always straight to the point, and yeah, it's Adam Aaron's always on the AMC calls, and they're long and they explain everything in detail. It's a complete different story with GME, and that's the way they roll, I guess. I don't know.
Gorilla Gardner says he did not buy the original. It's a rare reprint. Okay.
Well, so I think maybe
makes me feel a little better.
All right, let me explain this a little better. So there's been a number of copies of the Constitution written with different wording and at different times until they finally settled on a worded document that was agreed upon. And I don't know what year that was, but then they took that one and put that into the National Archives. So officially, yes, that's the U.S. Constitution. But there were others written before the one went into the archives. So he has one of those copies. So it's not obviously the one that's in the archives, but was written by Thomas Jefferson at the time on, vellum. It is a copy of the Constitution, technically, yes. Original. More original than the one in the archives because it was written before it.
Is the original the one that's on display in DC?
DC in the archives.
I actually went to go see that when we were up there last.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. The rotunda, it's a huge underground building with a nice rotunda and all this art on the roof. It's like a fresco. It's a beautiful building. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. They have the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, all right there. You can see all three in a row.
Zip Trader pumping BBIG Gamma Squeeze. I mean, BBIG might be one to keep an eye on for a squeeze, guys. And if it moves, I will be in it. But I'm not buying it pre-squeeze. Let's put it that way.
Sean 98 says, "Who gives a shit? He should be in prison and not be by the Constitution. He gets the copy he has." Right on, Sean.
Jerry, I got a lot of thoughts on Mullen. Not popular opinions. 1.75 shares of recent dilution. Mullen it's a speculative money losing play. They're years away from any meaningful production, although it could pump if he finally comes out with some good news that retail is excited about. He missed the Fortune 500 announcement in July. He missed it again in August. And you got a shit ton of dilution to wade through now. So could Mullen be a play in the future? Yeah, it's pretty cheap right now. I feel sorry for people that are bag holding it. I won't be talking about it as a recommended play, but it's one to keep an eye on if it starts moving. It'll be one of those ones that you wake up one day and there's good news and it pops from 73 cents to $1.50, but I just don't need a whole portfolio full of stocks like that.
I just saw Doxino wrote in the comments and said, learn paper trading, learn options paper trading until you get good at them. That's a great way to practice if you want a way to practice by using paper trading, just to literally just to practice, to get up in the morning and start following a stock and use the paper trading to your advantage, to see how well you can do, looking at technical analysis, looking at charts on stocks that are not crazy volatile, tons of retail in, go to a stock that is a little more stable that you can do a good technical analysis on and scalp some profits on a day. It's a great way to learn to do it. Use the paper trading app. It's there for you for free, Sorry, T.
Put up Steven's comment there for you.
Just so you just so you know, my last name is pronounced like Siebert, not Seibert. I think I've been saying Siebert, right? I've been saying Seibert
too.
Yeah, you are. You have been. Yep.
Not Siebert.
Yeah, I definitely been saying Siebert. It sounds more like French to me than, yeah.
Hoops Dad says Tesla has the most advanced manufacturing process since Henry Ford. I've seen videos of their manufacturing process. It is mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. It's game-changing.
I don't even want to know how much those factories cost.
Seriously, it's game-changing. It is. Yeah. I mean, if think about it, if that's the way manufacturing is going, man, it's going to be a very new world ahead of us with car manufacturing, right?
Yep. Is it possible to cover FTDs with borrowed shares? Yes, because the final result will be creating double FTDs. Well, I mean, no. Yeah, the FTD is closed out when they borrow the shares, but it does not close out their obligation to go in and pay back that loan. So it's not a double. It's just it's a way of, I don't know. What's the way I could say this to make people happy? A sham reset? It's not really a sham though. It's built into the system. It's called the stock lending program.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So last week we talked about the theory or the theoretical possibility that, or what we would do if we saw Ape in the upcoming week make a 20% run. Now, so take out of consideration that me and you've already said the shares that we owned before that we weren't touching. So the ones that we've purchased since then, how has your thought about that changed at all in one direction or the other? If you mind me asking.
As far as what, do I think Ape is going to run up 20%?
No. Would you still consider those shares? Would you still consider, taking your profits at that point if they ran up really quickly like that?
On the extra ones that I bought?
Yeah. Yes. How's your feeling changing all about that? Okay.
No. I have a lot of AMC and Ape, right, that I've been holding since last year. I've been adding to Ape based on the arbitrage theory that it is undervalued and that it will come up in price faster than AMC. Whether or not that is true, I guess we're going to have to wait together and find out. But those additional Ape that I've been adding, if they run up, I will sell those.
Okay, so your theory has changed. You're all in to take that profit, and we'll get in again.
It's a fraction of my overall position, and my overall position is not being sold until a big run up. But if Ape goes from $5 to $11, and I've been buying in, my average is $5.35, would I take that money and sell those small amount of Apes and take 100% profit? If it happens in a week or two, probably so. It is inconsequential compared to my overall AMC and Ape position.
Exactly.
But it's one more way to make money on this play along the way.
Keep me afloat. Yep. Yeah. Keep me holding my main position, right? My big position. Yeah. Good. Okay. I was curious. I know I hadn't asked you off the air,
I mean it's an evolving process, because I haven't started even thinking about it until the last few days when we started talking about it, but I think that
Yeah.
I probably would. Just like I'm swing trading, I'm doing the same thing with GameStop now. And by the way, I did buy GameStop on Friday.
Oh, you did?
Yep, and I might buy more tomorrow, depending on what the market looks like next week.
Where were we at? Like 27.5 on Friday, 28.5? Where were we on GME Friday? Where did we end up?
I forget, and I
Somewhere
don't have
around there?
Webull open right now.
Somewhere around there. Yeah, I see Bigham's tweet here.
Lucky, come here. Johnny says, do you believe FTDs will play a real role in pushing basket stocks up this week? What do you mean by basket stocks? Basket of meme stocks? I mean, we've seen FTDs go up and down on this play and many other plays. There's channels that are dedicated to talking about FTDs. Some of the plays work out, some don't. For me, it's an interesting data point, just like indicators on a chart. It's one of many things I consider. I don't put a lot of weight on any one thing. I'm going to reiterate what I think. For a short squeeze to happen, you've got to have a catalyst. You've got to have high short interest. You got to have a fully loaded options chain. What else am I missing, Massalorian?
You got those? You touched them.
Oh, buying pressure, right? The buying pressure that comes in with the catalyst. The first three are the setup, and then once that catalyst comes in, the buying pressure comes in, and that makes the price run up, and that makes the short start covering. Anything else is just interesting data points to me. I'm not going to be talking about FTDs, threshold lists, T+13, T+90, executive orders. I'm not going to be talking about any of that stuff because although they're all interesting, nothing has ever panned out. I'm not going to waste your time with that stuff. This is a know why you hold play on this channel. I'm not talking for Massalorian. You can say what you like, buddy, but that's how I'm viewing it.
Sorry, I just made a big, huge mistake. I have to cover it real quick. Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, not the Constitution. I'm so tired. I'm sorry, but that's a big flub up.
Who wrote the Constitution?
Everybody, right? They all just signed it. I don't know who actually penned it, but they all kind of wrote it together and everyone signed it. The Declaration of Independence is a totally different thing. Sorry about that. That was not. I'm an idiot. And I'm tired. I'm sorry. Apologize. And as far as it goes with what you were just talking about, Tony, look, it's fine to talk about all that stuff. I have no issues with that. I'm probably not going to pursue crazy things, but look, there's always something that you learn every day. And will I continue to stop digging into things and learning more about the stock market and ways that they are creating loopholes to continue to beat us through algorithmic trading? Those types of things. I'll still be talking about that stuff if I find things like that I think are intriguing, that need to be brought up and brought to the attention of retail investors. Say, hey guys, just this is what's going on. But as far as anything crazy conspiratorial about specifically, the meme stocks, I mean, until I gotta see more. I want to see more. I want to see more evidence that we can use against them. I feel like we haven't gotten anything, and we've been hurting recently because of the overall market kicking our ass. And also, this quarter is not going to be that great. So I think all those factors are playing into everything right now. And I think it's causing, a lot of uncertainty, right? And I think things will settle themselves out. I think things will settle down. We will start to ramp up again towards the holidays. I think maybe we're just in a funk right now. A lot of us are in a funk. And, we're upset. And I want to be sympathetic, and I do. And I am. And I don't want to dishearten anyone or make anyone believe anything that I don't truly believe myself. Do I still think this stock can squeeze and run? Yes. If I'm still buying it, then yes. If I haven't sold the position that I've been stacking for 18 months, then I'm still in. So until then, I'll still be talking about AMC, but it will be more of, just a no bullshit assessment on a day-to-day basis. And we'll keep our fingers crossed for a catalyst until we get some ones that we know are coming, because we know they are. And that's where I stand on it. Like, I know those days are coming. We don't have them right now. I'm not going to bullshit you, but I'm holding. That's it. That's really it. I can't say much more than those three things, honestly. That's how I feel. And we'll talk about other things that possibly could affect the stock market. We'll talk about other plays. And we'll continue to talk about AMC and Ape. I'll still go to the movies. I'll still be retweeting Adam Aaron. I'll still be doing all those things. But the real conspiratorial stuff and the stuff that I just can't even begin to start to prove, I'm just not going to bring to the doorstep. That's all. That's all. That's the only thing that I think is going to be different.
I'd rather talk about going to the movies and contributing to the bottom line of the company than anything else. Improving the fundamentals is the number one thing that will get these shorts out of this play.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, any
no
stock
way
that
around
is
that.
heavily shorted, any stock that is heavily shorted for a reason, and it usually has something to do with the fundamentals of the company. There's only one way out of that hole. Massalorian, did you answer who is the silhouette behind you?
It's Gina Carano. Gina Carano, she played in the first season of The Mandalorian. She was the one that Disney fired because of her being a conservative. So that's my my props to Gina.
Al Gore wrote the
wrote it.
Constitution.
That's great. Al Gore. Oh, God.
Pam says, let's talk about some movies. Pam, I don't know if you caught my live stream last week. We went and saw Bullet Train, and then we rented the movie X in preparation for watching Pearl, which I think comes out this next week. And then,
what is that?
Also,
do you know, Tony? What is that movie?
Pearl.
Yeah.
X is a horror flick. I would kind of call it like when I was watching it, I asked Scarlett, have you ever seen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre? That's kind of what it reminded me of.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an updated campy slasher flick.
Okay.
But it was good. I enjoyed X and Scarlett enjoyed it. And so we're going to go see Pearl next week. And then Super Steven went and saw The Barbarian this weekend. He messaged me in the Discord and he said that is also out right now. I watched the trailer on it last week when I was trying to decide what to go see, and I wasn't sure. He said it's a definitely must go see, The Barbarian.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a movie to watch, check that one out also.
I know next week
what
there's
else
a movie coming out. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask Pam what else she's seen. And yes, X is X-rated. Or R-rated, depending on how delicate your sensibilities are.
What movie is X-rated? Which one is X-rated? X is
X.
Really?
I mean, the plot is they're going to film a porno in a farmhouse.
Oh wow!
So,
okay. Oh wow! All right.
Everybody's Googling how to rent X.
Sounds like my kind of potty. Alexander says C and Barbarian were great. Okay. I see that. Yeah, I've seen the trailer for that movie a couple of times now for that chick. I was wondering what was going on. So you liked it? You enjoyed it?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Or Pam?
Mm-hmm. You
did X?
did
yes.
You?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Stephen, I don't know if that's a rhetorical question or not. How many conspiracy theories have come true? I'll let the audience decide. I mean, I can, what I'm talking about in terms of AMC is the number of dates and catalysts that people have talked about for the last year, and not a fucking one of them has come true. So I might be using the word conspiracy theorist incorrectly. What is there a better phrase I should use, Massalorian?
I don't know. I think that dates
clickbaiter.
Clickbait.
I mean,
dates.
I don't think these people are purposely clickbaiting.
No,
I think some of them actually believe it. Yeah, that's disappointing to me to see that many people believing this stuff and then having their hopes dashed on a weekly basis. And no wonder they're so fucking emotional. I mean, that'll make you crazy. What I'm advising is take a step back, chill the fuck out, and let the process happen. Know why you hold. You don't need to make yourself batty every week to where you're fighting with each other and calling people names on Twitter and fighting in discords because nothing's ever right and it's making you crazy. I literally am seeing people lose their fucking minds and going at each other. Just stop. Know why you hold. And if you don't know why you hold, get out of the play. Because you're not built for this.
No, I don't think anyone's doing anything on purpose. I don't even know when we got so carried away with dates. I don't remember when that kind of started or what started that. Because I remember back in the early days, we weren't really we did talk about catalysts a little bit, but I remember dropping that way back, right? I had to stop using that word because it was like triple witching day and everyone was just anything that you could possibly come up with that would put a squeeze on them, that's how what kind of got that. I think it's snowball rolling. But I remember even when we and you first started collabing, we said that catalyst wasn't going to be in the vocab anymore, right? Because unless it was, something we could directly correlate and point to. But a lot of these things really aren't a catalyst. They just aren't as much as we tend to think so in a regular stock play, in a regular stock.
I look into a lot of them, always hoping that one of them will be it, but I have not been able to. I mean, it takes me 5 minutes of looking into them to realize that people just are like, they're tweeting before they even understand what they're talking about, or they're so emotionally wrapped around the axle that they're not able to be, what's the word? Where you can they're not able to be objective.
Step back.
Yeah. It's okay to be objective, guys. This is investing. You have to be objective to make money in the long run.
We're in a very different stock play than anything that's really come along before it. So we're kind of all figuring this out together in a way, and what works and what doesn't. And now, if this is going to turn into something that's going to be longer than it is, well, then we need to start talking like that it is, or else people are going to get fed up quick, and then the whole thing falls apart. So we either get real, or we might let fall away at the wayside. I don't want to see that. I really don't.
Is it? CB says, is it possible to know who holds short positions? Unfortunately not. Although that is, if there's anything that you would tweet Gary Gensler about, that would be one. That would be one.
Yeah, start with that.
We want transparency on who holds short positions. Now they're going to say, we don't want to disclose that because it'll give us a competitive disadvantage. Okay. I understand that, but that's one hedge fund fighting against another, right?
Right. That's the way it goes.
It would give them a competitive disadvantage, but who's at the competitive disadvantage right now? All of us, all of retail.
Yep. We take down the chin.
We get a conglomerated short position report twice a month.
That's bullshit.
like 30 days late.
Right. You can't even.
How useful is that?
Right. That information is not even useful anymore. Right. Right. Yeah.
So
Yep.
if I see people tweeting Gary Gensler about the 100,000 shares of GME were available an hour ago and now they're gone, do something. How about you do something productive and tweet him and ask for transparency on short positions instead of doing silly stuff like that?
Am I way off base here? But am I wrong about this? In mid-November, that actually the transparency thing is supposed to actually happen finally? Is that bullshit? I'm sorry, Tony. It's late on Sunday.
I'm pretty sure I was under the impression that went in effect on March 3rd. So I stopped.
That's right. I forgot. Sorry. All right. So it's non-effective. We can put that one to rest too. Transparency doesn't work.
No, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know either.
Look,
I was just wondering if you knew. I'm sorry.
The only reason we talked about that is because we were smacking down the FUD. As far as I'm concerned, it'll happen when it happens. And I don't hold one damn investment because of a regulation change. I don't fucking care. It's interesting.
If we were doing that, they'd never make them.
Yeah. If I was doing that, I'd never invest.
Yeah.
If I was waiting on a regulation, it's great when it happens. It'll happen when it happens. But no, I don't know. I'm not tracking it that close. Because if I start tracking it close, then what's going to happen? I'm going to start making videos about this upcoming regulation that's going to be a game changer, and then nothing happens. And you know that's coming, Massalorian.
I know, and that makes it harder to hold. That makes it harder to hold for some people.
A whole nother round of videos from our friends talking about regulations. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it.
I wouldn't care so much if I didn't own the stock, but because I own the stock, it bothers me. If I didn't own it, I wouldn't care. I would just be laissez-faire about it and just be, fucking whatever. No, but it's aggravating me because I own it.
Steven says, how much has our life improved since not listening to clickbait channels? It was a weaning off process. It was like getting off of a drug, Steven. And between the level-headed folks in our Discord and Scarlett complaining about me being on YouTube all the time, listening to other channels, I finally came to my senses and stopped doing it. I stopped doing it. I stopped. And yes, my life has improved dramatically. I do not listen to other channels with the exception of Massalorian, Lou, and Al, the only 3 solid YouTubers in this play.
That is a fucking trio and a half right there. The triumvirate. I mean, they got nothing in Rome from what we got now. We thought they had it all made back then. This triumvirate. Woof.
Bye, Pam. Thank you for tuning in. Damn it.
Bye, Pam.
I missed Pam's chat. Did she have any movies she recommended?
Yeah, they were asking her about something she just saw, actually. But I can't.
She said movie starting. She's got to go.
Oh. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, maybe Barbarian?
Maybe so.
X is a horror film.
Smacking down the FUD. That sounds like a Feel for Real potential song.
Yeah,
Tony
that does sound like a Feel for Real potential #1 hit, Smacking Down the FUD.
Phil, I'll do the lyrics for it if you can come up with the beat.
He was in the chat too. He should still be here. Tony, are you drinking a gourmet root beer?
A gourmet root beer? No, it's 512 pecan porter.
Thank God. That would be so embarrassing. Wedmore says, Mass got me off the Lou drug. Can't take him enough for the dose of clarity. No problem, Wedmore. No problem. It's fun, man. Now, right? When we look back, we're like, wow. It's fun. I still see comments, and I'm still writing them. Like, I see some of you guys in there commenting. I'm commenting on your comments. Hilarious. All right, I'll shut up.
Tony, Mass, Lou, and Al, the 4 horsemen.
Yeah, there we go. That'd be one hell of a podcast. Can you imagine that? Al's just a cardboard cutout sitting there in the studio. Still won't show himself. Trust me, it's what I look like.
For anybody who does not know my deadpan sense of humor, I was kidding about 2 of those 3. I do not listen to Al and Lou, but I will check into them from time to time just to prepare myself for the questions that I know that you're going to ask. But no, there's zero good information coming out of those channels. Roger says, what constitutes a big run up? Oh man, Roger, I don't talk prices on this channel. If I did, I've shared the story where if I was accurate at predicting prices, I would have bought in GME in December of 2019, or was it 2020?
2020.
2020, instead of watching it. I'd never thought that GME would run up that high, but that was my eye opener to get me to start paying attention to that play in AMC.
Yep,
so,
me too.
A big run up is $7 to $72. That's a fucking big run up.
Mm-hmm.
If it goes higher than that next time on AMC, bonus. You know, I'm not setting a maximum. I don't want to limit my profits by telling myself a price. I don't want to limit your profits by telling you a price, but I'm also not going to put ridiculous price targets in your head and then make you bag hold for another 5 years.
We just don't know what it's going to take to push it up over the top is the problem. Until we can identify something like that we can look towards, then talking about prices is really irrelevant. Unless you want to make a little bit of money right now. But MOAS money, I think it's just difficult to do that right now in this market. And with what we just saw happen. But it doesn't bother me, though, to the extent where I get nervous and I want to get out. Because I know there's other things coming. It does not worry me. I'm willing to just stand back and watch and see how this develops.
How will we know when the ape dilution begins? I get a lot of questions on this. Is it true that Adam Aaron diluted 2 billion shares already? Yada, yada, yada. Surely the FTDs were covered by Adam Aaron selling shares under the table. Guys, they're going to have to do some SEC disclosures when they release shares. So how will we know? There'll be there'll be an announcement either before or after the fact.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's how we'll know.
Yep.
Right now, anybody telling you that he's sold shares is blowing smoke up your ass. I was gonna say the other word that starts with a C.
Oh,
it's not in Spanish. It's a Alan Jackson reference, but
right. I got you.
Rhymes with hoochie.
That's right.
Sorry, too much country music on the mime.
That's okay.
Fear of God says, "Come on, Mash, just one more hit of hopium."
I'm fiending over here. By the way, Fear of God, I do remember what your joke was the other day, and that was the implied volatility joke and your girlfriend's ponytail. Man, that was one of the best stock sex references I've ever heard in a one-liner. Congrats.
What was it? Do you want to share?
Put that on a t-shirt. No, because he should put it on a t-shirt if he's smart. I'm not gonna blow up your spot. But Fear of God, go back and look at the chat at your comment. It's pretty sensational. For anyone that knows anything about the market.
Jeffrey says we would know within 3 to 4 days. Yeah, I don't know the answer. If Adam Aaron has said they would disclose it per the required SEC disclosure requirements. Some verbiage. It's in the 8K filing FAQ.
Filings.
You can read it yourself. I don't know how to read that. If that means they have to disclose it before, the day of, or after.
Right.
I don't know. But we will know.
Yep. MC Prosperity said it's not bag holding when you know the bubble's about to burst. If that's the case, that could be very possible, right, MC Prosperity? And that's another thing we're not even talking about right now, but another thing that kind of, I guess, comforts me just a little bit is that could be a possibility as well. So, two different things could still set off AMC and Ape and GME and other memes. It's not just the positive, good news catalyst.
GR
Roger's
says
response.
even if they did announce they're going to dilute, are we going to sell? I know I'm not. So what does it matter in the grand scheme of things? I've talked about this several times about, I know some people hate when I say good dilution, but again, I want you to go back and listen to that Warren Buffett Q&A from 1995 when he talked about what is good dilution. You can hear it from Warren Buffett's mouth. I don't need to keep repeating it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good source if Tony's quote checking, right? God knows what he's talking about.
There is bad dilution and there's good dilution. And we've already talked about it. And it's better for you to go hear Warren Buffett say it than me, because Lord knows the ladies, the little girls on Twitter already got enough to talk about. Roger says, I only asked because he mentioned selling his recent acquisitions on the 720 run up, but holding the rest for a big run up. Adam Aaron, I'm assuming we're talking about.
I'm trying to find a comment. Sorry, but I think so, right? But did he say that?
I don't know if he said that. I'm sure I saw some tweets where he said, I remember some tweets where he said something about dilution and he's still holding a bunch of shares, but I don't remember what he said. So I can't really comment on this. Fear of God says, go ahead and blow it up. Maybe Fear of God can just type it in and I'll put it up on the screen.
If he remembers, go ahead, do it, Fear of God.
MC Prosperity says, once Adam Aaron pays off the debt, the short thesis goes out the window. Yeah, I still hear people saying on the hater channels that AMC's going bankrupt. It's just a matter of time. Like, effing hello. He's got the magic tickets in his back pocket.
Yeah.
He's got the magic tickets in his back pocket to pay off the debt. I mean, these guys talk about not being objective. They've fallen so deep into the dark pool of hate that they can't see that debt is wiped off the table at some point in the future. Are there going to be some investors that are unhappy about dilution? Damn straight.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But the company is not going bankrupt. The debt will be wiped off the table.
Yeah. We will feel short-term pain, maybe a couple times over. But eventually that could cause us to rocket. So if you still have faith in it, then you got to believe that that's a possibility. And it is a possibility. That's absolutely a possibility. That's probably one of the more likely possibilities, in my opinion. $7.21. New buyers will come in when there's no debt. Alan Kaminsky says, and that's another great point, right? You'll get new buyers to come in.
Yeah,
and
probably
we're going to need that, right?
Institutional money, right? The money that's scared to come in now
will come in
when
they hear. Yep. Exactly.
Thoughts on oil, up or down, R. Begley? I'm going to have a funny comment and then a real comment. Funny comment is going up into the elections, oil down.
It's
But then,
consistently dropping, huh?
yeah. But the reality of the situation is, I think it's going to depend largely on what happens with Russia and Ukraine. Unfortunately, right now, in a macroeconomic level, you got all the central banks raising interest rates, slowing economies down, and that is tending to drive oil prices down. But really, the price of oil will come down once the Russia-Ukraine thing is done. I don't know how long that's going to last.
So
I'm not buying oil companies at this point.
no,
If that's of any help to you. I'm more biased that it's coming down, but I don't know the timeline.
you're more biased that it's coming down, oil.
Yeah. Between rising interest rates and the possibility of some resolution in Russia in the next 6 to 12 months. You don't agree? Did he freeze? Ooh, he looks pissed. He's frozen on a pissed face. He'll be back. LED toothpicks. Now, there is a kicking idea, Buckeye. Doc Zeno, his arthritis is acting up. Potential catalyst.
Sorry.
Imagine if Adam Aaron started selling ape in the 20s or 30s. I've said this many times. If ape runs, you should expect dilution. And 20s or 30s from $5 would be a run. So yes, if it were to get in that range, I would expect an imminent dilution notice.
By the way, Tony, do you mind if I just mention this real quick? Someone asked, "Do you know that ticker CFVI? There's the potential this week that they might be partnering up with Rumble on the 15th.
That's a SPAC.
Oh, the 18th. Sorry, 18th.
Yeah, that's a SPAC merger that's about to finish up. So it could be one to keep an eye on.
Let's do a video about that. Interesting, because I was just listening to Rogan and someone else talk the other day, and they were talking about a couple of big people from social media who gotten canceled recently on YouTube, and moving over to Rumble. It's just something that is kind of just floating around in the ethosphere. There are people talking about people getting offered contracts.
I'm going to use this opportunity to do a quick segue into Phase, that other stock that I was tweeting about this weekend. Because there are people talking about the 150% short interest on Phase, and they also talk about they've talked about other SPACs on the day before. If you're in a SPAC, you have a chance to sell your shares back before the SPAC closes. Like if you don't want to hold it through the merger, and there are some where like 90% of people redeem their shares. And people start saying, well, the float's only 200,000 shares because 90% of people redeem their shares. We can short squeeze this. This is the most asinine analysis that I've ever seen. And it's been going on for years on YouTube as I go back and look. And people are still doing it. These YouTubers that just started YouTubing 2-3 months ago. We're going to short squeeze because the float's going down to 90% of people redeem their shares. The float's going to be minuscule. What they never bother to freaking read the document is when the SPAC merger happens and the new ticker comes out, there's 60 million shares the next day. There's no fucking squeeze.
How?
Come on, guys, do your due diligence. But then sometimes it does take a while for Ortex or Fintel to update the free float numbers.
Right.
And I think that's what's going on with Phase right now. There's 75 million outstanding shares, and some of these websites are showing the float under 1 million shares. When you can go on the filings and see that just a few
Clearly
weeks
see.
ago,
Mhm.
well, I don't know about clearly, right? Because
Okay.
filings are always a dance. Just because they file for 55 million shares,
Right.
if it's an additional offering or whatever, you don't always know when they're adding them. But I think it's probably safe to say that if the outstanding shares is 75 million, that the free float is not 900,000 shares. And lenders are reporting to Ortex that they have 3 million borrowed. And so people are saying, oh, well, the float, the short interest is 150%. I think because the exchange is not reporting the free float data accurately, that all of these websites, all of them have a different number. I think they just have bad data feed. And so I'm going after Ortex, Fintel, and Phase, all of them right now, to get them to update the numbers.
Good.
So I'm not saying to get out of your Phase investment on Monday morning, but I'm just saying I've been through this before and got called a bunch of bad names by YouTubers for pointing out the obvious, that the short interest. And then 2 days later, they'll make a thumbnail.
What happened?
XYZ, what the fuck just happened? Obvious manipulation. Obvious manipulation. Short interest dropped from 150% to 3%. No, it's because you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
You don't know how to do due diligence. But so, not trying to throw anybody under the bus or mention any names. I'm actually trying to get the sources of the data to correct it. And if the data is correct, then I'll do an update and say, hey, yeah, it's really 150%. But I'm just saying right now, caution flag out on the track. I do not believe this 150% short interest on Phase. And going into CFVI, you're probably going to hear the same thing right before the merger. 90% of people redeem their shares. Short squeeze imminent. Pile in. This happens so many freaking times on SPACs that YouTubers and Twitter and Reddit do this. Stock twits.
Yeah, I know.
You guys need to start putting your little bunny ears up and be in tune for this nonsense.
And call them out on it. Call them out on it. Someone just said that Steven said, please tell me how you truly know how much volume is going through a stock when it's all controlled. Steven, we can only go by the data that we have to work off. I mean, we can't, right? We can't clearly, truly tell you.
The volume is reported to FINRA.
Right. What their numbers say, that's what we have to go by.
I mean, if you don't believe the data, don't be in the market. That'd be my first recommendation. If you don't think the price and volume data is accurate, you shouldn't be investing, because you're never going to win.
Billy says, Barry, look how many companies that are debt-free that get shorted. Yeah, it still happens, Billy, right? That's very true. Very true. Doc says, it will squeeze us, take us by surprise. Mark these words. I have always thought that there was a good possibility, Doc Dino, that one day we're just going to wake up and this thing is just going to skyrocket for no reason at all, because all we've done for the last 18 months is openly on social media talk about what we think is going on and our strategies to beat the hedge funds. So I have always been in the opinion that one day we're just going to not talk about something that's coming up. It's going to come up and bite them in the ass like Jaws, and we're off. And that's a very good possibility that that's how it goes down.
It's called the unknown catalyst. You've been hearing about it here for a year. I'm convinced. I mean, the number one thing that gets these guys off guard is not any regulation or anything talked about on YouTube that they were expecting. It's something that they were not expecting.
Right. Not something they've had 2 years to prepare for, or have been already given some type of exit strategy for this, or a loophole they've already found to exit. It's going to be the thing that they are not prepared for. And
If
we're
I was
not going
running
to
a
be
hedge
going in
fund,
either.
if I was running a hedge fund and I knew a regulation was about to hit in 12 months, I would be already preparing on day one of how to get around that. That's just common sense. No regulation is going to catch them off guard. Sorry to be the Debbie Downer. He's a Debbie Downer.
I mean, you know,
No, that's not Debbie Downer. That's business sense,
Debbie
guys.
Truther. Yeah.
Stop thinking like a teenager.
Yeah,
God, these people on Twitter make me sick.
I know. Twitter is just a cesspool sometimes. It really is.
That's
like
why
it
I
for
don't
certain
spend a lot of
things.
time on it.
I know.
People get
I like
mad
it
if I post something. They get mad if I post something and don't answer their question. Well, your question was stupid. Just read my post. That's all you need to know.
Someone
But
said,
Tony,
"Hoops."
can you explain how they got off the threshold list?
Just look at how you get off the threshold list.
Read the regulation. There's 100 ways to get off the threshold list.
Mm-hmm. Hoops Dad OC said, like the Volkswagen squeeze, all it takes is one hedge fund going all in on a long position in AMC. That's right. Hoops Dad OC. That's right. And they get caught, and then that sets it off. Great point.
Tony Karen. I need a
Oh,
t-shirt
Lordy.
that says that. That's another good giveaway. Tony Debbie Downer Denaro.
Debbie Downer Denaro. TDDDD Bank. Tony Debbie Downer Denaro. Did you see Planet VW's comment, Tony? Regulating regulators is the problem. No police around while we get mugged daily.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I'm not gonna argue with any of that. Right? The SEC sucks. Regulators are underfunded and understaffed, and probably I don't know if in the pockets of the hedge funds is the right word, but they definitely know where their next job's coming from.
The media certainly
Hey.
is.
Yep. Wall Street is a corrupt business. There's no argument for me on that side. But in light of all of that, I'd say learn how to play with them instead of trying to make every single play against them. And if you're going to go against them, keep it short term, like for a day or two. Like these little BBIGs and Mullins, play them when they're moving. Don't buy BBIG at $3 and then complain while it gets run down to 70 cents. That was a shit company.
Yep. Yeah, and you don't have to sell your AMC or APE to do it. If you don't have the money to get into a play like that, don't bother. Just keep hanging on to your AMC and your APE. If you believe, in the play still, it's only things are getting better as far as I'm concerned. It's just that low point right now.
How often do we see these cycles of where Wall Street gets busted? Once every what?
Not that often.
Right.
That they really get taken down hardcore.
But eventually they do. So, I mean, all of these people, wanting Citadel to fail, you might be in for a long wait for that.
Yeah.
Is it possible that it could happen one day? 100%. But these are like 10, 15-year cycles. And even if they get caught by the SEC doing something, the timeline for investigations and penalties is like 5 years. We're just now finding out people are getting fined for stuff they did in 2012.
13. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. That is just the freaking reality. You guys can see the fine reports and see the date range of the thing they were investigated for. Nobody's like Johnny on the spot investigating what happened yesterday and finding them tomorrow. That is just not reality.
Nope. But that's okay too. That's okay too. You can still work with that. We can work with that. Retail can work with that. That doesn't mean we're shutouts. We just need to be very careful. We need to pick our spots. And we can continue we can also continue to buy and hold, right? There's nothing wrong with that either. As we wait for something to come down. That's all.
Stephen, I said BBIG. What I meant was Mullen. But I think by extrapolation, you could say the same BBIG. MC Prosperity said Citadel got kicked out of the UK. They moved from one legal entity to another. I've already put out the due diligence on Twitter, MC.
It's just a change of the...
Not everybody is caught up to the reality yet. They did not get kicked out of the UK. Sorry to be Debbie Downer once again. Does Billy like Debbie? That is the question.
Who wrote that, Richard? He also said Putin will end it before winter. I saw something earlier today that they were that there was a bunch of reports that they were pulling out of certain areas of eastern Ukraine. Have you heard that? The Russians? At all?
Say that again.
Have you heard any reports in the last 24 hours about the Russians pulling out of some parts of eastern Ukraine around the Kharkiv region? Have you heard any reports?
I've seen headlines. I've seen headlines. I haven't read the articles. If the Ukrainians are pushing, they're pushing back.
Okay. Interesting.
Steven says, how can anyone hold a stock that the CEO sold at $1? Yep. Mishery sold a bunch at $1 because he knew the dilution was coming, right, Steven? But people don't want to hear it when we say that. Does the hat simulate hair growth? I don't know.
I don't think those lighting hats quite look like that. It's a different type of lighting.
I just got this hat yesterday, and I'm I'm pushing 100 years old, so I don't think the hat was it was just good genetics.
Funny. That's pretty funny.
But if I start growing hair in weird places, I'll let you know. Darren, what's going on? Putin's wife says he never pulls out.
Man. Chat's rough tonight. Yeah, Buck Arbonizer says 2008 lawsuits still going on. Exactly. That's right. There's still 2008 lawsuits going on today in 2022.
And a lot of, some of the regulations like what was the one that I was talking about? The SFT regulation. What was the nickname people gave that one?
Oh, God.
Anyways, that one was a regulation that came out of the 2008 debacle.
Right. It derived from that, right? Yeah, exactly. Yes. And we're still talking about now not being ever brought to the table, right?
Well, it's just now this year being brought to the table, but that was from 2008.
Yeah. God damn. Interesting. The Ukraine information is definitely interesting. I don't see any reason why would Russia be pulling out of Eastern Ukraine right now. That makes no sense to me after everything we've heard. But I guess that's a good thing, right? Xi is going to visit Putin 24 the money right now? Really? Like to be a fly on that wall.
Someone's asking, what is a secondary listing? Do you mean a secondary offering? Secondary offering is issuing additional shares. So there is on some people's IPO list, there's LPTV, and they're doing a secondary offering, but that company is already trading, so that is not an IPO.
Somebody said that Tony wears that hat so Scarlett can find him in dark places.
I don't think she's seen this hat yet. I just got it in the mail.
That's funny. Oh, she hasn't seen it on you yet?
Nah.
Oh, man, that's funny. Oh, I like that. Good joke. Good joke.
I would wear it to bed tonight, but it'll be light when she gets home. So,
Right, you won't won't matter.
what was that
midnight.
movie where the guy had the glow in the dark condoms?
I have no idea. Glow in the dark condoms. Oof. I
Yeah,
have no
somebody
idea.
help me out. I know someone in the chat knows it.
What the heck? Tony, Tracy Lords or Jenna Jameson?
Jenna Jameson 20 years ago, not today, Jenna Jameson.
Yeah. It does take a toll on you, huh? Angelina said throw it out before she sees it. That's funny. Yeah, why is that? So I'm looking at this article right here, and yeah, that's the reports we're getting.
About
But
what?
I mean, about the
Ukraine?
Russians. Yeah, yeah. I mean that that could have that's if for some reason the war comes to a quick end in the next couple of weeks or months, that could have a very interesting effect on what we see happen, like big time, because that puts an end to all the pain. Unfortunately, not immediately, but the market might react like it does. It's going to take time for things to get better, but it may help the outlook that is so gloomy right now. As far as the prospectus for Europe and the energy crisis they might go through over the winter, right? So,
Someone said Massalorian, Jenna Jameson or Carmen Electra. What do you think?
Jameson definitely back in the day. I mean, there was no one no one like Jenna. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Carmen Electra was always kind of cute. I mean, hot back in the day, but Jenna Jameson was like at 11, like with the sex appeal. She was up there. She could turn it on. Someone said, wasn't the condom thing a John Ritter movie? Is that true? John Ritter was in it? From Three's Company?
I don't remember. Someone said
Okay.
Skin Deep. Let me see if that was the movie with John Ritter.
Put a seizure warning flash.
1989. Yep, that must be it. We got two independent confirmations. Someone said John Ritter. Someone said Skin Deep. 1989 comedy romance.
Did he date a
what movie?
bodybuilder in that movie?
Did he date a? Did
Yeah,
he date
a female bodybuilder? Yeah, in that movie.
I don't know. I don't remember the movie.
Maybe not.
I just remember that was an iconic scene. We watched a movie. What did we watch? It was Mel Gibson Conspiracy Theory. And there was a young actor in it from the movie Suits. What was his name? Last name was Litt. Louis Litt.
He was one of the guys at the firm there.
He was in Conspiracy Theory in a bit part. Rick Hoffman is his name. The guy with the chipmunk cheeks.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yep, I follow you. Yep.
I love watching old movies and seeing actors in their, like, one of their first roles. Like, he was a security guard. he had about 5 seconds on screen. And I had
Really?
rewind it. I was like, was that Rick Hoffman?
From
Oh my
Suits?
God.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, right, 'cause
20
how
years
he's
ago.
changed, right? Yeah. How he's changed.
He had
That's
hair
funny.
and everything.
Yeah. Wow, that's funny.
Any
Yeah,
any
he was a
fans
good
of
character
Suits?
though, huh?
I
That's a
love all the characters in Suits.
I
That
do
was a good
too.
show.
I liked it a lot. Oh, what, you like that show too? Yeah, that was one of my favorite shows. That's crazy,
Yes,
that's
yes,
funny. I
yes,
love
yes,
that
yes.
show.
I want
Yeah.
to. We've been talking about rewatching it.
Yeah, I could probably run through it again. I mean, there's a couple run throughs I've done. I've done Game of Thrones a couple times. I've done Breaking Bad a couple times. I could probably do Suits again the whole way through. Definitely, yeah. I've done The Shield a couple times. I've done a couple. If the levies
Diaz, good night. If Mass already didn't catch you, thank you for jumping in.
CC Villa says pending railroad strike on Friday. Do you see it impacting the markets leading up to it? Railroads are already slowing traffic and issues embargoes to suppliers. CC, where in the United States or in England?
I heard on Twitter that there was one in the U.S. Let me see.
No shit, I didn't hear that.
4 days ago, there was an article that said deadline for rail strike could cost $2 billion a day. Association of
kidding.
American Railroads has released a economic impact report of $2 billion a day. Cooling off period for negotiations expires on September 16th, when the unions can strike.
Where is Marty
unions,
Walsh?
Hang on.
Where's Marty Walsh?
5 of 12
Sorry.
unions have reached voluntary agreements with the railroads. I didn't even realize there were 12 unions. That's a lot. Let me see if Marty Walsh is mentioned in here.
Should be. It's his responsibility to get a deal done. Dak Prescott sucks. CSCB. Oof.
There's a quote from AAR President Ian Jeffries. I don't see Marty Walsh in here.
This is the Marty Walsh is that's Biden's boy. He's a labor secretary. That's the guy you have to come to an agreement with. He was the mayor of Boston that Biden just put as labor secretary. He had the same problem there in Boston.
All right. Well, yeah, that's something we're definitely going to need to keep an eye on.
Jeez.
I mean,
that's a
on
crazy
top of
number.
everything else we have going on with supply chain right now, if the railroads strike,
Forget it.
Screwed.
Forget the holidays. Ugh, that would put a pinch on retail, big time. Not us, but retail stores and man, I tell you, there's a couple things out there that are really starting to become apparent to me in the last couple weeks. Really becoming apparent.
Like what?
Oh no! When you just float by, I'm like, I'm going to shut up right now.
Oh, is it
that was a
not something we can talk?
Shut up. No,
not something we can talk about on a joint stream.
No. Just those things I've noticed about supply chain and talking to people, talking to people out there at Home Depot and Lowe's and all these places I've been having to run around for the last month. I've been talking, just chatting up people, asking them questions randomly when I go in places, saying, "Are you having issues getting this? Are you, what are you finding? What are you seeing?" And it's interesting some of the feedback I've been getting. That's all. We'll talk about it in the future. Don't worry, I'll talk about it as continue to find out, more about kind of what the sentiment is out there with these big companies. I mean, I know even my buddy who's, he's a long-term Home Depot employee with heavy stock positions, and he's done some liquidation. So, and that's the first time in a long time he's done that. So to me, that's an indicator that's kind of out of nowhere, right?
Yep. All right, I think we're going to go about 10 more minutes. So, any pressing questions you have?
Get them out.
now is your chance.
Are you? What's your plans for tomorrow, Tony? Do you know if you were planning on possibly going live afternoon, maybe?
I want to go to bed at a decent hour since Friday was a green day, so I can wake up around 3 or 4 in the morning and check pre-market and how the Asian and European markets did. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, ideally I'll be on live tomorrow, but we're gonna have to wait and see.
I have a weird feeling that the market. I have a weird feeling that the market is going to be good this week. I don't know why. There's
I
nothing.
think so too.
Do you think so too?
Yeah.
All right. I just have a weird feeling that we're going to see some good news this week. I don't know what it is in my guts telling me that, but I have a feeling it's going to be a good week. I don't normally say that. Million says red, red, red. I hope not, but I don't usually say that I have a good feeling about a week ever. But for some reason, the way everything ended on Friday seemed like it was kind of a cool thing.
Let's put it this way. I'm not buying index puts or calls. I'm not sure. If I was sure, I'd be buying index options.
Nope. Me neither. Me neither. I think that we could gloss over all of this information and move past it very, very swiftly. We might not get bogged down in the technicals too much. Just beware of that.
Six Sun says, when do you plan on selling GME? I mean, I just bought it, Six Sun, on Friday, but I didn't go all in because I wanted to see how Monday, again, same thought. I don't know for sure what Monday's going to be. If it's another red week, then GME is going to keep coming down. And so I've kept a little dry powder, but I mean, it's clearly below that upper support line that I drew. So I was happy with where I bought in. If it keeps going up, I'll add into the run up and then sell when it tops out. I don't have a target until I see it topping out. And then someone said EVgo and ChargePoint. My general thoughts is, I think this is just my thoughts, that the charging station companies are better buys than any EV company. There's going to be 24 EV companies, and most of them will not be here in 5 years. But charging stations, there's only a handful, and we're going to need a lot of charging stations. So I'm buying those on the dips. Yep. Buying on the dips. Sarah, there are a bunch of IPOs for this week coming up. JUNS, KNW, which is an uplisting. That means it's going from the pink sheets to the real big boy exchanges. WLDS and LICN. Those are the low float, cheap ones. There's another one, CRBG, Corebridge Financial. That's $80 million float. So that's why I'm not talking about that one. It could be a good one, but I'm probably not going to play a 80 million float IPO.
Darren said, Tony and Mass, what do we think about hedges covering FTDs with new FTDs? I think it happens all the time, Darren.
Six Sun says, wait, what was the question?
What do we think about companies covering FTDs with new FTDs? I think they open every day. We have new FTDs, right?
They can borrow shares. Look up. I want you to Google FTD and then stock lending program. It was a program designed by the SEC to allow them to borrow shares to cover things like FTDs. And that's just one way of many. There's the amount
We're not talking
FTDs
about any other ways. Yeah.
Yeah. The amount of FTDs that are actually covered by buy-ins is pretty small. So if you want to know why I'm not answering your Twitter about how did they do it, it's because it would take hours and I can't do it in a couple hundred characters. Read the freaking regulations, learn a little bit. And then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the people bitching at me on Twitter. Tony Denaro doesn't answer any questions. Well, how about you educate yourself? I gave you the fishing pole. You know, you got to do the work and not be so susceptible to clickbait and emotions. They have plenty of ways to cover FTDs, and borrowed shares is one of them. That still doesn't mean that they don't have to go buy and return those shares at some point.
Right.
But it's easy to close out FTDs.
It is.
Happens every day.
Yep.
Six Son asking, what is my cost average on GME? I don't have my brokerage app open, Six Son, but I put the GME chart up and the buy button on the graph on Fridays about midday when I bought in. I was hoping that it would run up and then get a midday dip, and I obviously didn't get as low a price as I could have if I bought at the bottom at $19 or whatever it got to. But I'm happy with where I got. I was waiting for two green days to confirm the move up. But check in tomorrow. If I buy more tomorrow, I'll update you with my average price. But I did call it out when I bought it on Friday.
What's up, Pantheon?
Howdy, Pantheon. There he is. Folks were asking if you're still around, Pantheon. In the flesh. In the stone. So, as it was. Lordy says, can you please tell me the economic events this week? The main one I'll pull them up, but the main one that I'm looking at is the 20th and 21st for the FOMC. Hang on one second. Let's see. All right. I got the calendar here. CPIs on Tuesday. Is that what you said earlier, Massalorian? The 13th?
Yes. No, tomorrow, I think, CPI. Oh, it is Tuesday?
That's what it's saying here on the Bloomberg economic calendar.
Yeah, I said that originally, and then Jack corrected me and said it was Monday. I thought it was Tuesday, too.
PPIs on Wednesday. There's some OPEC and crude oil updates in the week.
21st rates are going up, right?
Yes. Yeah, CPI and PPI this week, but the big deal is going to be next week.
That's what we need to keep an eye on. In the meantime, if the two numbers this week come back pretty good, expect a little pump in the market. I'm sure we're going to see it. So if you're asking whether to buy APE and AMC, and I see all you guys in there, I see them all, but I'm not running the show tonight. Tony is. All right, I'll just read Clark's comment. Clark says, does it help AMC if we buy APE shares instead of AMC shares? Which one should we be buying now, AMC shares or APE shares? What's your opinion on that, Tony? Do you think it really makes a difference at the end of the day?
Well, right now, these are publicly traded shares, so you're not helping AMC right now with anything. Because if you buy APE or AMC, that money's not going to the company. The shares are already being publicly traded. But that being said, that out of the way, if the price of APE is supported by investors and allowed to be driven up, and the buying pressure outweighs the selling pressure, and APE goes up and starts some sort of run up in APE, then at some point, as the price runs up, Adam Aaron can decide to issue dilution. Now, some people are going to say, well, that's not helping us, right? Because dilution is probably going to make the price drop back down. That's why that's a hard question to answer, Clark.
It is. It's a double-edged sword.
But dilution is coming, whether you like it or not. So
get ready.
We can have dilution at APE at $2, $5, or $20. You know, you got to You got to decide. I'm buying APE. That is not financial advice. I'm buying it not because of dilution or trying to help the company. I just think that due to arbitrage, the price of APE is going to go up faster over the next coming months than AMC. I could be wrong. Stay tuned. We'll talk about it in a few months.
I second that opinion again, not financial advice.
Canuckitude says, can you explain how Citadel voluntarily liquidating their EU business is beneficial to them? I have not found out all of the whys, WHY, but they opened up another LLP, Mr. Canuck, and all the partners left the first one in January and moved over to the new one. So the liquidation of the old one was just an inevitable consequence of something they've been planning since the beginning of this year. To me, it's that simple. Now, I know people disagree. I'm happy to have further discussion. I put it out on Twitter for discussion, and there's been no discussion.
No one's responded to you?
No.
Alrighty then. That's probably a good note to close on.
Thank you guys for tuning in for Sunday night. Sunday fun day. I guess I know how long my battery on my hat lasts.
Yeah,
Not 3
about
hours.
2 hours and 50 minutes. Where did you get this from? Dollar General? Where'd you get the batteries from?
Might need to do an upgrade, battery upgrade.
For sure. Or get a hardline or something. Plug yourself in. Yeah, guys, I would just say before Tony shuts down the chat and the video comes to an end, don't be just so discouraged. If we sound discouraging, we're not trying to be discouraging, and I don't think we are discouraged necessarily. So if we're coming off like that, don't interpret it that way. We are just telling you what we see and how we feel, and we're still with you. Go ahead.
I have not sold anything. I'm buying APE. I don't know how that could be discouraging to anybody.
Me neither. I bought Friday.
I am not going to sit by and let people put out clickbait, nonsense, emotional, shilly FUD, and then disappoint people over and over with no ramifications. And they can hate me and put out mean tweets all they want. I don't give two flying fucks. They are the ones that are embarrassing themselves by doing this stuff over and over. And eventually they are going to run people out of this play by overpromising and
delivering.
Yeah, overpromising, under delivering. They've not been right on one damn thing. Know why you hold. You bought into this play. If you still believe in this play, you don't need to get drawn into all the clickbait, hope and a prayer nonsense. You're either in or you're out. And if you decide to get out, nobody's going to chastise you. I'm not getting out. I'm not telling anybody to sell. But I'm not going to be here to cradle and rock people gently with hopium every day on Twitter. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to give you real due diligence and a bedrock of solid information from somebody who is not emotional and somebody who's not over leveraged and somebody who still believes that this stock can run up as the fundamentals improve. It's really that simple.
And, for you guys out there who are in at a really high number and you're still holding this time, and maybe some of us are not in at that number, just know that we are trying to hold this to come back around and get you. So we're holding for you too. Don't forget that. We didn't forget about you.
All right, guys, we will hopefully see you in the morning. Pray for green. If it's green, I'm going to be live when the market opens. If not, we'll take it day by day. And for sure on IPO days, you can count on me being there. Or any day that we have some stock that I'm day trading. I'll be live doing that with you. If the market is repressed, holding down all stocks, including some of our favorites, well, I might be just in the Discord. But if there's a way to make money, I'm going to be live with you and we'll do it together. Massalorian, thank you. Admins, moderators, thank you.
Thank you guys so
Angelina,
much.
Ham, Diaz, Pantheon, thanks for tuning in. Phil For Real, Tindy Time. Who else did I miss?
We got those 3. I think we definitely got those 3. Those are 3 I remember. Yeah. Shout out to AMC Bigums. Condolences to your family, my friend. Sorry for your loss.
Our prayers again for the 9/11 victims and first responders. Thank you to all the channel subs and members and supporters of this channel for helping us be here every day, keeping it real for you guys. We love you. We thank you. And we will see you on the next video.
Good night, guys.